Welcome back to Tyranny of the Dragonlords. Last we left off, after uncovering the identity of Blackfang, leader of a werewolf pack operating out of Ravenhold, and taking care of him and his accomplices, the party spent one more day in Ravenhold to finish up and take care of business. That's intentional. Finally, the time came for all of you to leave Ravenhold and head to the capital of Highmoor for your next mission, which Kaelin explained to you would be related to the apparent smuggling of powerful magical weapons in and around the country of Highmoor by Prince Elozar. Each of you left the city of Ravenhold behind with a renewed sense of purpose and with individual goals, some of which would pertain to the capital city that was your destination. Brewdog was gifted a familiar sword from Lord Blackburn, as thanks for the party taking care of the business in Ravenhold. This sword, the Blackwater Saber, was familiar to you because it once belonged to the captain of your crew, who I'm not sure if you shared with that with the party. Lord Blackburn explained that he had bought it off an unnamed female black steel orc a few months ago while she was travelling to the capital. And Nethra, you left Ravenhold with more questions than answers.
You right?
After dealing the killing blow on Lady Eleanor, partner of Blackfang, you heard a whisper in your mind that seemed to come from your sword. This whisper, more, was obviously a bit concerning to you, as you had previously talked to a blacksmith from Ravenhold who warned you to be careful of how many people you killed with it. After speaking with Lady Sydney Wakefield, your concerns were slightly lessened as she helped you come to the conclusion that in the end it would probably matter more who was wielding the sword rather than what it was being used for. Nevertheless, you set out of Ravenhold towards the capital a little bit more cautious. Again, you set out for the capital of Highmoor with two specific goals. One, the party is completely oblivious to. Though in a metagaming sense it's related to the missive you secretly received at the start of Ravenhold. The other is to investigate a side-elf noble by the name of Lucian that is in Prince Elozar's court, who was in contact with Blackfang and apparently has a large collection of masks and helmets, a couple of which Lord Haywood noted were similar to the one you wear at all times. Belle, you set out of Ravenhold with a renewed sense of purpose. While not necessarily having any specific goals or missions relating to the capital, outside of the one Kaelin gave you, until last session, you are constantly thinking about the extremely powerful and magical ring that Lady Sydney Wakefield bought off a member of your race, the Sindoran, a few years ago. A ring that was stolen by Undella Crow, a member of the infamous Crow family of assassins. You travelled for a day and a half on horseback from Ravenhold to the village of Fairwind, not encountering anything or having anything of note happening outside of hearing some wolves howling nearby.
Hey, we're having our own conversation.
You arrived in the familiar Fairwind village and headed for the local tavern, where you immediately met the excited Hugo, who you rescued, and who Nethra became quite taken with.
Don't you say that weird? I was not taken with
Romantically.
I was romantically
You're the one that made it
involved.
romantic.
Oh!
He's a child?
Just now, I'm saying taken with. That doesn't mean romance.
She's on as a smuggler, so I think she would.
I love children, but not like that.
Harthel Fairwind, High Elf wife of the tavern master, explained that she was looking for someone in the village to adopt him, as she wasn't quite capable of caring for him herself. Soon after, Liana Powell, the lady that runs the general goods store, came into the tavern, having made the decision to adopt Hugo that day, as she'd become quite fond of him and he with her. And Ethra, thinking this was a perfect choice, gave her 25 gold to help and praise her for her decision. While in the tavern, Gen noticed 3 human males sitting in the corner and felt unease at their presence. He took note of them and explained to the party to keep an eye on it. Soon after, Kaelin pulled Bell aside and asked him curiously about his history as a Sindoran and where he comes from. Kaelin didn't seem to know much about it, despite the fact that he admitted he has done research on all of you. Bell explained little, but said that Sindoran can pass for Dark Elves because they presumably have some kind of connection, though he's not really sure what. After your dinner, you all went upstairs into the privacy of Bell's room, where Nethra proceeded to cast detect magic on the wine that Gen was carrying, secretly carrying, that Kaelin didn't know anything about. You were almost blinded by the pure arcane magic coming out of the vial of wine, but explained to the party that it contained transmutation and enchantment magic. You neglected to tell the party that there was a bit of necrotic magic in there as well. No one could really tell you were hiding something. You soon after got into a bit of a heated discussion about honesty. In a moment of uncertainty and maybe trying to defuse the situation, maybe trying to get more opinions, you and Nethra blurted out and explained to the group about the voice in your head. You explained what it said and that it seemed to come from your sword. You even explained how many people you had killed prior to this point. And then Gen used his key awareness to try and sense anything from the sword, but he came up blank. While the rest of the party went to bed, Gen borrowed Hawkeye from Grudok and ventured after the three men from earlier. He followed them out of the tavern and out of town, where they seemed to be arguing about something, though he couldn't quite tell what. The next morning, Bell skipped pleasantries and directly questioned them. He asked if they had heard any of any werewolf packs in the area and where they were headed. They explained Dawncrest and set out around the same time as him. Throughout the journey to Dawncrest, he met up with the three men several times, and on one occasion asked if they need healing. Well, they said no, you managed to convince one of them to accept healing from Kalen, who proceeded to cast Remove Curse, although it had no visible effect at the time. After 2 days of travel and rain, you arrived in Dawncrest, the original town where all of you started. You ventured to the familiar Hungry Owl Tavern, where you met the Sandra, the tavern master. She gave the party some unexpected and not good news. That Prince Alozarin had caught the terrorist responsible for the attack on him at the carnival, and that there would be a public announcement and execution in a few days' time. You explained you were headed to the capital the following morning, and she recommended a few places to visit. While at the tavern, you had a private discussion with Yulia, where you explained to her your interaction with her siblings, in particular the assassination attempt in Fairwood. Yulia was surprised you all survived the encounter. She explained that the sister you encountered in Ravenhood was Undella, because I could never decide, and her favourite jobs to take were the ones that involved long cons. When questioned about where she might be now, Yulia believed that she would be halfway to Varenshal by this point, as her family came from a place just north of there. There is a map under that one.
Sorry.
She explained that her family were nobility and that you would be crazy to try and pursue her, especially to their home. You almost offhandedly mentioned that to Yulia that her siblings were aware of her location, not really thinking about what it meant, and she became upset and left. Later that night, Gen and Belle went to her home, which was almost entirely packed up, and she spoke to you briefly before she just disappeared. On the way back to the tavern for the night, Belle convinced the three men from earlier the Hungry Owl was full and that you should head to the next tavern over, the Dusty Stag. They think you kept going further into town. As you re-entered the tavern, Gen did something with his key on the wall outside, though no one noticed. The next morning, as you were heading out of Dawncrest for the last leg of the journey to the capital, you saw that the Dusty Stag tavern was cordoned off. And Ethra managed to find out that the three human men were apparently attacked in the middle of the night, with two of them transforming into werewolves. Despite that, all three of them were killed. This was curious, but you kept heading out of town anyway. After 2.5 more days of travel, you finally made it to the capital city of Highmore. As you ventured into this massive city, Kalen leading the way, you noticed some curious street lights on the side of the road that were about 10 feet tall, and had a large polished chunk of lumenstone on the top, which each of you knew different things about. Mainly that it was the reason that Solnari invaded this continent. You made it to the Commons, and while the party decided to head to the largest bathhouse in the city, Anethra went to the modest Barrel Tavern to get rooms and drop the horses off. You headed to the bathhouse soon after, and all of you freshened up properly for the first time in a week or so. As you were leaving the bathhouse, Kalen explained that he was going to head off to make sure a safe house and base of operation was set up for you. But before he could get out of sight from the group, one of the street lights lit up with the face of Prince Alozarin's herald, Morthal Valhorn. He announced that they have captured the terrorists responsible for the attack on Prince Alozarin in Dawncrest, and that there would be a public execution at sundown, aka about 20-30 minutes from now. You all ran to the area just outside the royal castle where the execution was to take place. There you found almost 2,000 civilians looking at a raised platform with Prince Alozarin, his knights, his herald, a couple other people, and Zale, the Triton waterbender from the carnival that Belle was a part of, the terrorist that was apparently responsible for the prince's own massacre. Surrounding the platform was a dozen royal guards, about 40 city guards, and behind the platform stood Prince Alozarin's white dragon. The herald announced that Prince Alozarin wanted to say a few words, and he did. The speech, which was totally not taken from Code Geass, was about Prince Alozarin's care for his people, his nation, and his love, but his intolerance for supposed terrorism and rebellion against the glorious Solnarian Empire. He commanded his female white dragon Cryoventra to kill Zale, and in a breath of icy, cold magic, his dragon ended Zale's life in an instant, which is where we immediately pick up today's session. Before Belle reacts, what is everyone's current thoughts? You cannot do anything, because you cannot possibly do anything before anything else happens. But less than 6 seconds ago, 1 round ago, you saw Zale be executed for crimes that the prince himself committed. How do you feel right now? What you thinking?
I don't know. I guess as I see the dragon kind of rear up and, you know, put out the icy blast, hands just go to my mouth, and I'm just like stifling a scream, and I'm starting to just cry silent tears because I'm terrified that we're gonna blow some kind of cover, that we're connected with the Zale, and I am also very silently just like longing to reach out to Vale, because I
Speaking
know.
of which, Bo is partly into the crowd. You guys are kind of standing at back.
I'm just like standing there like this, just like wanting to take any part of me and just like give it to you, because I don't know. I can't even imagine at this point. I'm just like stifling a scream, just like ah. There's
That's
just
your 6
tears.
seconds. How is Grudok's 6 seconds?
I think he's mainly just in shock. He's just kind of, you know, not really like a ton of emotion, but just like, you know, just open mouth, just kind of like, oh. And then maybe like near the end of that 6 seconds, he's like, no.
How's Gen?
First off, Gen's like, well, that's not the reason to end this reign. And then kind of thinks for a second if the guard remembers what Gen's helmet looks like, and if he might be next.
Because like at the
At the carnival.
yeah, like because yeah, he's just wondering like yeah.
Wait, okay,
Because
sorry.
we do kind of
Because the guard, like, you know, took a look at me, so it's like, shit.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Was that the male one or the female?
so you don't know
No.
if like the guards are gonna connect us to being.
Yeah,
at the
no, so
carnival.
Talroth was Talroth, right?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Talroth got a good look at Gen, but like otherwise, like they just left after that. But he got a look at you, but he knew something about you.
Oh,
Or
shit.
just like not something about you, but
You were recognizable.
you were recognizable.
How
You're
he
imprinted into his memory.
Yeah, I think we all would spot you in the crowd.
Yeah.
Kind of terrifying, my dude.
You don't have to be like cut for us to notice you. You know. You know what I mean? No.
Anyway, that's good.
No? Are you seriously on your phone right now?
I got
Keeping in mind the message I just sent, how is Sirach feeling? Considering that he has seen Zale before. Zale was the Triton waterbender that was part of the performance. But otherwise, you haven't seen any of these people in over a week and a half, probably.
Game time.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Sirach feels somewhat uncomfortable.
That's fair. How does Bell feel?
So I don't know if he even really understands how he feels right now, but he is going to combust, and he is going to. Okay, I'm gonna do a roll. I'm just gonna see. It's like a 1 and 4, or sorry, 3. Hey, anyway. Okay, yeah, that. Okay, so he is going to.
Combust.
Well, he's combusting no matter what.
Combusting in anger.
But he does have his bow out,
Yep.
and he is aiming it at the prince.
Oh
So-
shit!
Roll hit, roll
Okay.
damage,
Oh,
do everything.
Fuck!
Everyone else roll initiative.
Oh,
What?
Did you say so? Would I get advantage on this, or
Yeah, you would.
Okay.
What have you done?
One's a 1.
no.
The other one is 17 plus 9, so that's a 26.
It's like, yeah, I'll give you
That's
a
your
tissue.
spells.
Can I have that? I was like, yeah, you can have a tissue.
Yeah.
I do not have COVID, I just have a cold. But somebody.
I want you to go.
Whoa.
What the fuck?
This is the castle wall.
Nice.
This is not gonna. It will stay up in a second. I have
It
weights.
will
So I
stay
have
up.
to remind myself what the ruling was for.
The damage. It's
No, for the because we changed something recently. I don't remember if I'm able to because
Oh, mommy.
Bell.
Belle!
Move the maps there.
I just realized I need a thing. A
Oh,
guy.
yeah, I have one.
Cool.
I'm gonna get you.
Can I go grab a...
I think this is the one you used last time. It's just, yeah, move the maps.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, you're right.
What's your problem? I know you're kind of like in pain right now.
These are all
Kind of
people.
confused.
Oh,
Very
geometric people.
Lovely geometric people you have here.
So I'm like,
So,
Jamil
what
out
engine
now.
are you running there?
What is this, like...
There's way more people than that.
What'd you do to turn it off? Did you twist it?
I put my hands down for my birthday.
You put your hand down when you worked on this life?
So you guys are already here.
No, that is... No, that's alcohol.
I can tell.
Did you...
I got like 2 drops in my mouth.
You dumbass. Like, this is like isopropyl alcohol. This is not like tequila.
Oh, damn it.
Though I do have to.
We need to have this.
We do. When this gets fixed, we will have it like literally that. Because I also want to play games.
I think, okay.
You ever just mix like vodka with beef?
Vodka with beef?
Yeah.
Bleach.
It's like to die for.
So,
Oh my god.
we changed like the favor foe enemy marking thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna do that too.
Yep.
You're putting everything behind this.
Yeah,
Try
there's
and
a lot of.
put the dice so they're like more like this. So like, yeah, it's more actually like this way.
More beast shapes.
Because it's like the sides don't matter as much. Sirach, you're over here somewhere.
I assume we would be pushed back.
Yeah, you guys are over that way. Oh yeah, it wasn't completely
Someone-
close.
Put me over there.
Yeah.
Right here?
Yeah. Actually, I am a weirdo. I'd probably be watching from the roof. Yeah.
Like
Is that
perched
bigger?
on the roof.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, exactly.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
You can be perched on the roof. That's cool.
Actually, I'd probably be in the building, but we could just say it's there.
We'll make
This
it
is the line of
demarcation.
city guards. This is the line of
It's okay. Just put it.
Royal
just put it
guards.
beside it, like,
Hell, what the fuck?
I gotta make sure I have it.
I mean, Prince Lozarin,
It's a leaky boy.
maybe like the Herald.
And like it's not even just like an assassinate where I can like hide because I'm on fire, so people are gonna know where they
On fire.
They're gonna notice.
Yeah.
Catch
Okay.
someone else on fire.
Yeah.
Catch everyone else on fire. And they won't
I
know who
need.
did.
I think it'll be
Everyone
pretty
must be
obvious
on
since
fire.
I'm like wearing very red and fiery things all the time. So.
Wearing very red and fiery things.
And
Okay.
there's jar now.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is gonna play out like certainly, obviously, but
Sail.
Oh!
Gosh dang
You
it.
have to
Ow!
include that.
I love it. Okay, did everyone roll initiative?
Yes.
I need
Yes.
to roll.
Did you roll for hockey?
So by the way, I got a 26 to hit,
Okay.
and it's
Yeah.
a 19 for initiative.
Highest like
25 to 20.
25 to 20. Does anyone have 25 to 20 initiative?
Actually, can we start at the bottom? Because I'm building
I'm-
from the bottom up.
Well, it's easier for me to write it. So no one's 25 to 20. 16 to 20.
Yeah,
19.
16.
Some bells at the top. You know, 16? 11 to 15.
13.
12.
So
Is this Grudak or hockey?
Rudak.
13.
Rudak net.
We're not gonna roll this together.
Oh my god.
Renissa is 11.
Renissa.
Alright, it's spelled up there if you can see it. We need to get like a spotlight
Just
for
erase.
that.
Just
We're
erase.
so fucked.
6 to 10.
8.
8.
Woo!
Okay, so it's Toweroth at 9. Sirach at 8.
Okay, hang on. I didn't have one for
Yeah. So
Alozarin at 7.
Oh no!
I was gonna say 1 in 4 chance. So like, if if I rolled like a 5 or below, I would shoot him, and I rolled a 5. So.
Oh, I gotta check another thing because I have so many.
D20.
Wait, what did Hockey get?
5.
Okay, so Hockey's
Hold
at
on.
the very bottom.
I'm forgetting some people.
Hey,
You
I
can-
only
you
have,
can
I
forget
only
that,
have
it's
2 more
fine.
thingies.
Yeah, we don't need it.
Okay, so
We already have Prince Lazarus Dragon.
I have
Two
a launch
shots.
range
They're pretty
spell.
much
that's what I'm
dead
forgetting
anyway.
is I need to get a couple people. Kaylin.
The good news is Dragon just used breath weapon, so it might have to recharge
Oh,
for a
that's
second.
perfect.
So,
Is
Kaylin is
1
20.
second later.
nice.
Is,
Kaylin is at the top.
is Layla
Thank
here?
God.
Yes, she is,
Oh,
but you don't know
God.
that.
Okay, but do I need to?
Go Layla.
She's lost. It doesn't matter what she is. She's lost.
She's like Layla Alpha Rouge or whatever. Layla Alpha Rouge. I can't remember her last name. From Green Knight.
Yeah, I love her so much. She's great.
I heard just started.
Oh, she's only just lost though. She rolled 1 but has +5. So.
Any other?
Oh, she has advantage on initiative rolls, and she got a natural 20.
No, they-
So Layla is very much at the top.
Layla.
Thank God.
I love the way you say Layla.
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 Okay. Now,
Layla Locker.
Elozrin is at the bottom,
Okay, hold on.
then Sirach.
Lazarus.
I'm glad he's at the bottom where he
Did
belongs.
you pick Ciroc because of that of the alcohol? Did you know that Ciroc is a type of alcohol?
No.
It's a type of vodka.
Named after a prog metal song.
Oh, it's like Ciroc is literally
Prog
like a type of vodka.
I only know
Oh,
it from
I have no idea.
Westworld.
Okay,
Um,
so
Wait, in
Elazrin,
Westworld?
Season
Ciroc,
3.
Who's Ciroc?
Elazrin, Ciroc.
Talroth.
Season 1. It's the one that's, in my opinion, worth watching.
Apparently season 4 is amazing.
Okay.
I haven't
Focus.
watched.
My
What's
bad.
Hockey?
5.
Hockey's at the bottom.
No.
No!
No! After Prince Elazrin, that's embarrassing.
That's awesome.
Hey, he also like kind
Okay.
of doesn't exist.
Okay, Hockey, Elozrin, Sirach, Talroth, Rhaenissa, Inethra. Nope. Cryovantra.
Oh no!
I go before the dragon.
Hold on.
C-R-Y-O.
Dragon.
Okay, that works. You're never gonna remember the name.
Cryoventure.
It just says dragon.
So,
Cryo.
They-
their name
Rudolph.
is seared into my mind right now, so.
Dragon,
What's your
Rudolph,
dragon?
Again,
What is your
Cryoventure.
Gin,
Dragon's
Bell,
Bell,
Kaylin.
Is that gonna be
Layla.
Layla?
Oh shit.
Okay.
Okay. Girls, gays, and nays. I mean, okay. It's like that. I'm not good. This is
Okay,
one
so-
too tall.
You rolled, what was it to hit?
26.
26 definitely hits.
Damn.
Okay, let's do this damage.
Okay,
So,
well.
I'm using a spell slot, so I get an additional D6.
Is that what it was?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so I need to figure out all the stuff that I have. So, the
These are like solid versus. These are all cards right here.
Yeah, there's royal cards.
Card. Wall.
okay, so there's this. I don't think I can reroll that, but I will reroll this one. Dang it, it's worse. Okay, 7 plus 5, so that's 12 plus 2, so 14.
14 damage?
Great. Yeah,
Damage.
Done better.
You did.
I have it.
Now's the time to step it up.
Get your shit together now.
Okay. So, what immediately happens is Zale is murdered. Icy cold breath.
Thank you.
You, within 5 seconds, immediate reaction, you combust, pull out your bow, shoot an arrow, flaming arrow, hits a Elozrin, does 14 damage, and then right in front of you is a blinding flash of light as Kaylin uses sunlight
Oh,
right in front of you.
interesting.
Because he was watching you the whole time
He was ready for
and
this.
was not surprised.
Yeah.
He is not in a surprise round right now.
So he's trying to like basically obscure me.
Yes,
Possibly,
he is
yeah.
trying to just like create a light that is like distracting and like because obviously
Can you control? I'm guessing you can control bursting into flames, but
So
it could
do you
also
have
be
the sphere
a
things or are they?
reaction.
These?
Yeah. No, the big things. Where did we put those?
They're in the computer.
Why are they?
Because you never use them.
Radius things, right?
Jesus, what the hell?
Go on.
I know where everything is.
Where is the,
You know everything
the city of
everywhere all at
Atlantis?
Bottom of the Pacific
Where
Ocean, right?
is
So it's
it
even
lost?
bigger than this.
Where's the?
But literally, like right there, is just this gigantic beam of sunlight.
These guys are getting some nice tan going.
Not immediately.
Caitlin's giving them all skin cancer.
That's how we destroy
And
the
then-
empire. Skin cancer.
He puts his hand to his ear, to his one of his earrings, and
Oh.
says something. Way too distracted to hear what he says.
I'm sure there's a lot of screaming all of a sudden around in general. I don't know if a lot. But
Yeah, there's. I mean, as soon as the round's over, people will be screaming and running. But actually, speaking of which, it was a surprise round, so everyone starts screaming and running. So I'm not going to move anything, but a lot of people are leaving. There's like, say, there's 2,000 people. I don't know, like 300
I'm guessing the
Running
people
away.
immediately around me
are
have, like,
shying away,
and like
and some of them are actually getting burns.
Interesting. Hey, hold on. Wait, but
Are you
we
listening to her snap?
did it.
yeah, right.
So he can.
Okay.
Maybe it's just like just them. It's just felt like he's lost a great friend.
Maybe.
And then Layla, from somewhere, teleports down to like the back of the group because she's not going to try and teleport into the people,
So like
but like all the way at the back where Kaylin is. And then she's like just going to stand there and wait for a second.
I'm gonna just wait.
So you do best, Layla.
She's holding something. And I guess it is like the initiative says it's Layla and then Kaylin, right?
Yes.
So Layla basically is just like, what do you want me to do? And Kaylin is just trying to think of what the best plan is right now.
You gotta think on the spot, my dude. There's not a whole lot.
He's like, we need to get everyone out. We need to get out of here. You're over there. Okay, so you wouldn't be able to hear if they were talking necessarily because it's screaming and running. But where does this go? Is it message? Yes.
Yeah.
Kaylin points to you and does the cantrip message.
Okay.
It's a message only you can hear and you can reply in a whisper. And he says, do something and then get back to the safe house. Like, try and help if you can,
Okay.
but otherwise get back to the safe house and we'll
Yeah.
rendezvous there.
Can I say a message back?
Yeah, you can say something back. You can say like a sentence or two back.
I say thanks, buddy.
Thanks, boss.
Thanks, boss.
Mom.
Do you want to turn up the music too?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it's battle music.
I did have that in music and I just forgot to change to it.
Yeah, 'cause this is very calming music for what is probably the most stressful moment of our lives.
Yep.
you guys are like, we're about to die.
We are literally about to die.
Or you can I don't know this guy.
Just take a step back.
Kaylin's just gonna ask if any of you guys have any ideas for getting out of the situation.
I have one.
What?
Wait, so...
He's not asking you because you're not there, but he's like,
But question, do I know if Belle is still, like, actively, like,
On fire.
angry?
oh, this is just round one. 6 seconds within.
Like I just barely like
He's
shot.
literally
Okay,
just shot,
gotcha,
basically,
gotcha.
yeah.
Okay.
So it's 6 seconds after he shot the thing, so
That
he's
makes
still on
sense.
fire and angry. But
Okay.
right now he's currently obscured by daylight,
Right.
like
Okay,
this giant sphere of light.
I have one.
You have an idea?
Yes. I need to borrow a dock. Or your dock.
What's up?
I can hold the daylight for as long as possible, but I don't know how long it will last. I mean, he knows how long it would normally last, but he doesn't know if they're going to try and do anything.
I changed what I say back.
What do you say back?
I say, start getting them out of here. I'll provide cover.
Okay. That sounds great.
What's up, Cupcake?
Right, yeah,
So-
you need to do this for me.
Bella's turn.
Okay. I'm trying to decide. Okay.
So you do shoot it. You're angry.
Yeah.
You're on fire, and you are harming people. But
Okay.
you have this gigantic beam of light in front of you.
So, I want to do like some sort of like, because I'm torn between like realizing this is stupid and wanting to still try to kill this guy. So like, I don't know if I kind of do like a wisdom saving throw or something like that just to try to like
Yeah.
regain some semblance of.
Yeah, that's a good one. Do a wisdom saving throw.
I don't know what. Yeah, you can decide what
Yeah, yeah.
DC would be. Where's my freaking
Well, what's your own spell save DC?
own spell save DC?
I think it should be at the top of the spells.
12.
Okay. Wisdom saving throw against her.
Okay, I think that succeeds. So.
Okay. For a second, you get like you can think coherently.
Like realizing that like, hey, I'm like hurting people around me and stuff. So I'm gonna like realizing that this is obviously not ideal. And I realize I think what the pillar of light is. I'm gonna like look behind and just kind of like I'm gonna kind of like be kind of defeated and just kind of like sink to the ground and just like on my knees with my bow in my hand, facing behind you guys,
Sounds
realizing
good to me.
basically what I've done. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's gonna hit the fan.
Yeah.
So, Jen, what you doing?
Change of plans after seeing that.
Okay.
Am I worth nothing to you?
Well, I'm sorry. He decided to not continue attacking, so
Oh.
there's no need to continue to.
Okay, then
There's no
I'm
need to
okay.
attack him. So,
Good.
in that case,
Cool.
Kind of looking forward to it.
No,
just to pick him up, I mean, he's strength check.
yeah, athletics.
I'm still on fire though.
Yeah, he is still on fire.
Would it still burn us? Would it burn us at this point?
You have to figure that out.
I touch Bell.
Where?
Okay, can I do something?
You can say something. You can't do anything until it's your turn. You can't even necessarily say anything. Like, are you saying something in game? Because you can't say anything in game yet, unless someone's talking to you.
I wish I could see his face after I shot him. That dang sunlight.
True. Okay, no, I guess I'll wait.
Wait, okay. No. No, yeah, I'm good. Yeah.
Does it have to be athletics check?
No, I think you can do. Isn't there something that
Move out here.
I think you can use dexterity for athletics for grapple? Like not for grapple. It is a grapple check if you're trying to drag someone, right?
Sorry, what?
It's like a he would have to do a grapple check on you.
So, yeah, so grapple check, yeah, and then half movement.
Yeah, and then half movement.
Okay.
So let me check. Because I think you can use dexterity instead of strength because you get more. It's a custom.
Gotcha, I was about to say.
It's like, no, it's a custom thing.
And
No, it is. It's just, I don't think it's on your sheet. So yeah, you would make a dexterity athletics check. Is what you would do.
But use my athletics
So it would
modifier.
be proficiency plus dexterity, basically. So 2 plus whatever your dexterity modifier is. 7.
2 plus 4, so 6. So it'd be a plus 6 then.
Yeah.
In that case, I'll move.
This might not be relevant anyway, because all of this is like difficult terrain, basically. Because there are lots and lots of
People
of
running
people. So you can say you're right up against it, so you're gonna have to start further back.
Yeah.
But it's still half movement to just get to it, basically.
So it's half movement to get to him.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
So you can move 4. So you can't get to
Why
it.
hasn't been able to do that?
And then you can do the grapple check.
Yeah, I'll do the grapple check then.
So it's plus 6 against strength. Is it athletics or acrobatics for you? It's one of the 2.
I
think you can choose.
Better. So that's a 12.
Oh, that's a 16.
Okay, so you have him, but you've used your move. You literally have him. You take 2 fire damage.
You grab on the bell.
You're grabbing bail.
It is 2,
Grab
right?
bell and
Yeah,
flip
yeah,
him
yeah.
the hand out.
I grabbed Bell from the belts.
Okay, Grudok. You see Gen run up, or as much as he can run up with this crowd of people. He bends down, grabs Bell, and is ready to move him. But you can tell that he has just took some damage.
Yeah.
Can I actually do a thing? Or is it too late?
Do what?
Can I do a thing?
Depends on what it is, because you did a
Did
check
a thing.
and a movement.
I want to do... Can I do Step of the Wind?
Is that just a bonus action?
Yeah, you can take the disengage or dash action
Oh,
as a
yes.
bonus action.
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay.
So yeah, you can still move. You can move another 20.
Okay, yeah. So I'll just I'll do Step of the Wind. And
Wait, is it difficult terrain and dragging? Does that double up?
I don't know actually.
I'm gonna say it does.
Okay.
So you can only move
Okay.
10. Because it would make sense. I don't know if
Yeah.
that's the rules, but that makes
It
sense.
makes
to
sense
me.
to you,
I
yeah.
mean, it got me closer. To
Yeah, it
where
did.
I was wanting to
You
go.
see him start dragging him, and you see him get burnt a little
Is
bit.
there still a bit of a crowd between them?
There's a lot. Yeah, well, not. There's 3 dice, but there's probably 100 people, maybe.
I'll just run by Nat and I'll just say, I'm going to help clear the way for them. And then I'll just kind of run towards
Start
them.
killing people.
Yeah.
You know, you just run up and
Get the
start
bodies on
pushing
the
people.
ground.
You're at 6 foot, whatever.
Yeah, just-
Or
Right in the face.
yeah, and you just move up a bit, and then yeah, you're just saying you're knocking people, trying to get them out of the way. Maybe you can yell, get out of the way. And
Maybe I'll
stuff.
kill a couple people.
It is the dragon's turn.
I think I might
He
go.
says fucking and just kills everyone.
Oh, good. They're flying.
Oh! Oh, good!
We love this.
That's what I was hoping for.
This makes
This
me
is
feel-
definitely not representative of how high it is. Because it went as far up as it can go, just to see what's happening over there. Like, it literally like used all its movement just to go up.
Okay.
And then it's not actually going to attack, because the Lutherans maybe learned his lesson a little bit. This is
Yeah. You
attacking
can't do
here
that.
is way worse than
Yeah.
attacking in Dawn
I didn't
Critters.
think about that.
Ooh.
Ooh.
These are his own citizens.
People will see.
Anethra. Your turn.
I was gonna do something, but I've changed my mind.
Just gonna kill a bunch.
I was gonna slit Bell's throat, but I've changed my mind.
I would be number 5.
I'm gonna get. This is not an accurate representation of feet, is it?
I guess not really. There probably is more movement for you to get back to the group. It's just, it's just, yeah, I don't know. It's like hard to represent it
Yeah.
when there's
Yeah.
2,000 people in this square.
Well, just say that like each square is like.
Yeah.
Like
Would
10
you?
Okay, yeah. Let's just say that. Let's say each
It's what?
each square is 10 feet instead of
Oh
5.
shit. Okay, never mind that. Yeah, that's just.
Because you did run forward, but it wasn't enough for you to get like
Yeah.
halfway through.
And like, I was trying to cut through the crowd, but I know I wasn't having a lot of success.
Okay. So I'm gonna say that I am standing here in like complete and utter shock, and I just don't know what to do, and I'm feeling very lost. Can I do my full movement and run towards, like, double dash, and do full movement towards the tavern that we're staying at?
Just trying to get away.
Just
Bye.
getting away.
Yeah, no, that's like literally the
Yeah.
best plan is to get the fuck out of here. It's just getting Bill out of here as well. No, yeah, you can absolutely do that.
It's fine.
Bye.
I'll just do this by myself. It's good.
Hey, I'm coming.
This is, for whatever reason, this,
Your fight or flight.
my
yeah.
fight or flight, and this is also very triggering. We'll say that for me.
Oh,
Is this
So.
not your first execution?
last time she was the one.
She was the executor. Or not
Executor?
No, the executioner.
Exactly.
Shut up.
She didn't
Not
say
Pokemon.
no.
Shut up, man.
Which one's the female one? What is it? Is it this one?
Wait, are you being serious?
Yeah.
Renissa is just gonna jump down
Oh, okay.
and says, "Find the culprits and all of the town guards." I gotta start moving.
Oh, fuck.
All 40 of them.
Oh shit!
Just 40 town guards.
Oh, we can have
okay.
Oh,
That's where they are now.
Do you need your
No,
Run.
that's alright.
run?
Toweroth is gonna come down. Well, like, they can move just here. Toweroth is gonna come up here. Maybe not as far because obviously it's 10 feet. Right. Sarah, it's your turn.
See freaking Olashman's
Oh,
face.
cool, it's me.
You're over here.
So Belle's currently being dragged away.
Yes.
He's
and
not.
he's
Kicking
burning.
and screaming.
But
Temper
he's
tantrum.
not kicking and
I'm
screaming.
basically like just.
He's just taking it.
I'm just
Catatonic.
like yeah, basically.
He's basically
I'm like in shock as well.
yeah, in shock.
Okay, cool.
Good job,
Alright.
It's basically what
Is this a 40-foot circle?
It's not completely accurate, but like, oh wait, because it is, we're doing double squares. There is a 30-foot one.
60.
So it's actually this. That's actually what it is.
Okay, so
In terms of like comparison to everything
20-foot
else.
sphere, how much area was
So
that?
20
Slightly
foot would
smaller.
be
Slightly smaller than
2
that.
squares.
Okay, gotcha.
20 foot radius or diameter?
Is it 20-foot radius?
I assume it's radius.
It's, hold on. let
If
me-
it's radius, it's 40.
Yeah.
Wait, 20-foot radius sphere. yeah.
Okay, so it's technically 4 by 4.
So it's like
Okay.
Yeah, it's the smaller of
Okay,
those sets.
not big at all. Okay, gotcha. Fine. Okay, yeah.
I'm just thinking of all the things that I would do in a situation like this, but
But also, you're the one that's
I'm
not
the one.
really
Yeah.
able to do anything in this moment. Just emotionally.
Yeah.
Just a little emotionally strong.
I'm just having a good day, you know. Just got my bath.
I just had a bath. I'm
Saw one of my
feeling
very
great.
close friends, basically family, get murdered again.
This has been a rough week for you.
Do you apply wisdom?
It's not my highest stat, but I have fairly decent.
Dang it.
Sorry,
I will say so. Like intelligence is my lowest, then strength and constitution are next.
This is very triggering.
Yeah, I think this is probably the best thing to do here. I'm gonna cast Suggestion on Belle.
Nice.
Okay.
So make a Wisdom saving throw. Okay, cool.
Okay, that's a yeah, it's just a 5.
You failed.
Yep, you are.
What is the suggestion?
The suggestion is.
I think it's one word.
Is it one word?
Suggestion typically is one
Is it-
word.
Is it?
Is it one word?
No, it just says worded in such a manner to make your course of action sound
I think
reasonable.
I think that you're thinking of command.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
That's
Suggestion
what
is usually like a phrase, though. It's still
Okay.
fairly short, usually.
Y'all were staying at a tavern, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you have a safe house. They're staying at the tavern
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, into the same-
because their safe house is not set up yet. Is what it is.
I'm just gonna basically say, you need to get out of here. Do what Kaylin says. Get to safety. Okay. And
How well do you
I
receive?
will do-
I was gonna say.
Well, he
how well-
receives
serve
it,
our
but like,
commands.
yeah, he failed the saving throw, so he has to.
yeah.
Yeah,
Move.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm guessing, but would you like stay in Gen's arms and just like
Is he holding you like a bride?
carrying you through
Like on
the
his shoulders, like.
I'm carrying like my little
And then.
Oh, yeah.
Gaga.
Cuckoo gaga, bitch.
Let's see.
What a good suggestion.
And then I'm gonna use meta magic to cast another spell as a bonus action. I'm
Nice.
gonna cast Calm Emotions on these guys.
Nice.
So they need to make a Charisma saving throw of 14.
They pass it.
Ah, okay. Well,
I mean, they pass it without any modifiers, so.
gotcha. Okay, well, does nothing then.
How good is minor illusion? How much can it do?
It's usually like smaller things. It's usually only visual or. Actually, I don't know if it has audio.
I think it's only one of them, honestly,
Yeah.
if I remember right.
It might be one or the other, but I know it's at least.
It is not a
not
not a large object, and it typically only alters one of your senses.
Okay.
Okay,
Like
so
this
that fails.
do with a minor illusion
So
of
then I just
hearing
start
something,
running.
or like
Okay.
That way or this way?
Wherever the crowd is going.
You can run this way because it kind
Okay.
of like doesn't look like it here, but it goes this way and this way.
So yeah, I just wanna
You just
keep
run
them
up.
in sight, but I wanna still be
Yeah.
like
Part of the crowd, like
Right,
Oh
exactly.
Yeah.
my god!
If I remember right, that's what it's shaped like.
Yeah. Looks like there's like 4
Actually,
exits to this.
Make it like the other
Aside from
side
that.
of the building.
You're gonna be on this side of the door?
Yeah. Like still with the crowd, still a little bit far away, but I can still see you. Cool. I guess that's my turn.
It's hockey. Wait. No.
Okay, and now let me just double check.
I hate this guy.
Is it? Oh, it's not Hawkins.
The laws
Yeah, I just double checked.
So he dies, right?
Hockey
He fit? No, a laws
He dies with 14.
So Alozrin
Uh-oh.
is going to cast Fly on himself
What the fuck?
and get up on top of his dragon.
Oh boy.
I don't know if this is actually possible, but he's on his dragon.
Fair enough.
It's like us in our last game.
Oh my god,
That
when
was-
we
that was
appeared
so
for.
good.
Oh, that was so good.
So he literally just like flies
Flies
straight up,
above.
lands on his dragon, and I mean you can't really do much else. And he's how tall is this daylight? Let me check.
Honestly, like maybe 40 feet.
Is it kind of matters a little bit?
He's like 300.
I think it goes all the way to space.
Pretty sure it's
The
just like.
wall.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure it's
60
like a
foot
pillar of
radius
light.
sphere, right? That means it's 60
Is
foot.
it- it's a sphere?
Yeah, so it's 120 from the point of origin, right? So it'd be 60-foot radius, up,
Oh,
down,
yeah.
left, right.
Yeah.
So they can't quite see over it because
Oh, we're so close to it first.
it's not. Yeah, you're so close to it, but also I forgot. Like the dragon doesn't. The dragon has 80 feet. I thought it had 60. He goes up 60, and Alozra goes up 60. So he's mounted on it.
Gotcha.
He's inside the dragon. match.
But he can't quite see past it yet.
So GTA.
This dude is a bitch. Can we all just.
Hockey's turn.
He's just killing right
is
now.
Hockey doing anything, or is it just?
If
I
I,
I already
have
started.
I think
I have
he
no
will give
range.
help to
What, you can't shoot 600 feet away without disadvantage?
You will-
Like I can?
give assistance
Did you
with
say
stuff.
600?
600 feet.
Nah, dude.
I'm trying to think of the best way to. Maybe Hockey like comes down and like is getting in the way of people or something, because like he can't really help in terms of attack.
Hockey's like clawing out civilians' eyes.
Just cause chaos.
Start shitting everywhere.
So I'd say next turn, because of him moving people out of the way, because Hockey distracted people, it wouldn't be half movement, it'd be 3/4 movement. Just say, I don't know. I think that makes sense. Layla's turn. Layla is going to. Let me check real quick. Layla is going to use Alter Self to appear exactly like you.
Like Belle?
Yes.
Okay.
And then she's going to teleport on top of one of the roofs with Misty Step.
Does she make that sound?
Make
like
sure I'm using this. That one,
Is she also part of it?
that one.
That's one of the side effects of the spell.
Wait, can she use? Oh, she can't use Alter Self and Misty Step, can she?
I don't believe
I
so.
don't
No.
know what year
I think
it
she's-
is.
Unless she's also a sorcerer.
No, you're right.
No one else can.
But she is actually gonna run up and do a check, like to get on top of the roof.
Okay.
And she rolls 18 plus
Is Misty
modifier.
Step not a bonus action?
It is, but you can't.
You can only cast a spell and a cantrip on the turn.
That's
And the cantrip has to be bonus action, right?
It can be either one. It can be a bonus action. It's just only one can be a spell.
Yeah. Okay, no. But she gets up on the roof and she screams out Alozra. And she looks exactly like you. She's not currently on fire,
Yeah.
but she looks in every other way, she is physically you.
That girl's not on fire.
And as she runs past you, she's like, "Get the hell out of here!"
Look what you've done.
Look what you've
What
done.
you
Now
made me
Layla's
do.
gonna die.
Would that be a good thing for you?
Has gotta get rid of the competition.
Kalen's turn.
Shut the fuck. I never told him anything.
Kalen's gonna tell you to get back to the tavern as he runs up to help you, or try and help you. Hold on, let me just check the spells real quick, because this might actually make it easier. Okay, he does. Okay, now he runs slightly past you and says, "I'll cover you," and then he's just holding an action.
Does he say anything to me by chance?
He can.
I'm just because of the suggestion was to
Oh, to get what was the suggestion exactly?
like follow
Get
Kalen's
the
order.
safety.
Yeah.
of
Or you
Oh,
guys
yeah, no, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's like talking to both of you.
Okay.
He's like, just run up, like, get back to the tavern. Get back to the tavern.
Okay.
I'll cover you.
Cool.
Okay. yeah. And then it is Belle's turn.
Okay.
You're being grappled by him right now.
I'll like make an effort to like get out of your hands and like try to start walking. I don't know if you just let go or if you.
I mean, he can talk to me. Just
I feel like I'm following orders, but I don't think I'm like.
Yeah, you
conscious
don't
enough
know
to,
that
like,
he was.
make like
You don't
hey,
know
I'm
that
trying
the
to
spell
get
was
out.
cast.
yeah.
But he is like
Suddenly not.
suddenly trying to get away. So it's kind of your decision what
Yeah, you-
happens. It's kind of a hard thing. It's like he's doing exactly what you want, but also you don't know that he had the spell castable.
Oh, can you not can you keep that though? Like, be like, hey, let's go.
I don't know. I feel like
How does that work?
he's gonna follow the orders, but he's not like in a state to like explain what he's doing necessarily. I don't know.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Okay.
Because you kind of like just not. It's like the very first round afterwards. You kind of just like, oh, I need to get out of here.
Like I could try to just get out of the grapple too if needed, but
Yeah, he does go.
okay.
It does say pursues the course of action to the best of its ability. Does that include like?
I suppose so. Either way, let's go.
Well, either way, you're like,
Yeah.
So I'll just dash, I guess, but
But you can move what, 30?
so yeah, 30. So
So you can move 3. Wait, no, dashing. You can move 6. Yeah.
also let's see. I don't know if any creatures are currently around me right here. Is that you? Is Kalen still? He's moved
Oh
up.
no, he moved up to cover.
So you
like,
take
yeah,
2
he's
fire
fine.
damage.
Rude.
Nice.
Are you just gonna keep walking down on fire?
Yeah, does the fire damage happen on your turn or their turn?
It's at the end of my turn.
Okay, so oh yeah, that is your turn. Okay.
You bitch.
I yell. It's gonna be bad.
Ouchie.
You hurt my pirate clothes.
that's-
Sorry. Yeah,
that's
against
crime.
yeah.
So double up. Because I can double.
So you're yeah, you can dash. Yeah. It's not double dash.
Well, you could do a bonus action dash.
Oh yeah, you can do a bonus. Yeah. So yeah, I see what you mean. Yes, you're
Okay.
right. But it's not quadruple. It's triple, right? It's like 100. No, it's still 120 feet. Yeah, minimum it's 120 feet.
So I can do that.
Yeah, you can move 12 squares.
Damn.
I move 12 squares.
God.
Bye.
God's done.
I just like run past the whole throw.
I imagine you like pulling up your like robes and like high kneeing it. You know what I mean?
Well, they're not that long either. They're
Right,
like
like
just
a
up to my
girl.
knees.
But still,
Okay.
that's how I imagine.
Who's still here? Everyone else has moved. Oh, it's
you know
Brewdog's
Sonic-
turn.
you know
So
Sonic.
yeah, you can start.
Yeah, you know how like he does
Yeah, I'll
the
just-
great.
Oh yeah.
Run
I
and
like
dash.
lift it up and just
Yeah.
do it
So
that.
you
Yeah.
can move 6 away.
You with dash?
Well, yeah, every square is 10 feet. Right
Oh,
now.
yeah.
Yeah, let me
And
check.
then there's also people.
And there's also people. Yeah.
Or like.
So like
There's
that
people-
is there's people there, but it's not enough to like slow you down.
Okay.
Mostly people are just running like to the sides right now.
Shit. I'm off the board. I don't
Okay.
Off the board.
I said it in the bathroom.
Dragon sees her on the roof. It's just a building, and there's one person on top of it. So Elozra doesn't really give a shit.
And no, if she won't die,
Flies
she better not die because of me.
all the way over here,
You're gonna have a lot of guilt, my
Oh
dude.
my gosh.
hovering basically where Kaelin is if you want to keep moving him.
Oh my gosh.
Like, and where are the stats? Shit, I pressed.
She's so fucking
This is your villain arc.
Yeah.
You just
Unintentional
have so much
villain arc.
guilt for like killing the.
Young
Why not kill
White-
everyone now?
Young White Dragon uses cold breath.
You
I
wanna
thought
know-
she drank her potion.
No, she did not.
I think I you
It's
remember.
only Layla, so she does a con save
I remember you said
and fails.
Layla's probably just a familiar, right?
So I'm gonna
She can respawn.
see what happens.
Why do you all of a sudden care so much about her?
She's definitely not attracted to her. What are you talking about?
what?
I'm definitely not like beginning to develop feelings. It's not like an enemies to lovers or anything.
No,
Shut the fuck up.
So,
What
you,
you trying to do, that's
so you guys
what-
totally aren't definitely gonna have like a threesome now or something?
Are we in triple digits?
Please don't be dead.
I can't believe that. That's amazing.
She's
Do you wanna share with the party there?
No,
dear?
I'm just checking because I do have something for this. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it?
Absorb elements.
GTFO?
You killed her.
You just
3/4 cover gives +5. Oh,
Oh, she's dead, isn't she?
it actually what I was planning doesn't work because it's a saving throw.
But what if you, as a DM, retcon it? and
No, I'm not
make it one?
retconning it. I'm not lying. I wish I had recorded this. She took 51 points of damage, and she has 52 hit points. I'm not kidding.
My god.
I'm not lying at all.
What the fuck?
Yeah, she's never gonna forgive me though.
You know,
So that building is literally destroyed, basically. It's not going to crumble just yet, but it's basically gone. And she's standing there. And my plan was I need to change that spell, but I'm not changing it now in the moment because I fucked up.
I'm so lucky. For now.
Anethra,
yeah.
you're still running, right?
For the tavern.
Renissa?
Lover, lover.
Renissa's just going to move forward and command everyone else to move forward, so a tower off. And they're just like trying to get to over here, but like the people, like the guards are kind of making it easier, but it's still fucking.
Nightmare.
Sirach, were you leaving?
Uh,
You were running away, right?
yeah. Do I see this happen?
How much are you paying attention while you're running away? Because if you're paying attention at all, yes, you see it.
I mean, yeah. I'm looking towards the group, so as long
Yeah,
as
you're
like,
paying
yeah.
attention. You see it happen.
Do I know this person? I don't think I know.
You have not met the person.
Okay.
You've heard of him. You've heard of Layla, but you've never met Layla.
Okay, is she useful?
That you know.
Do
She
I know
would've
that
been
she's useful?
Veiled.
You know that she is head of espionage in the Resistance.
Okay, so she's useful. She
Okay,
needs to be
she's
safe.
useful.
Okay, cool.
However, what you do see is literally a gigantic cone of cold, basically.
Yeah.
Destroy this building. It starts crumbling. It's not going yet. And you can't see if she's dead or not.
I see.
So you
Yes,
honestly
I see.
don't know. Like, you can't make a decision assuming she's alive, because you can't tell if she's alive.
Right. Okay, gotcha. Well, so I can't see her anymore. Like
No, she within the moment, it's still the same round. So the dragon, like literally, the dragon breathes the cone of cold, hits the building, hits her, and it's kind of still the mist. Is that what it's called? Like, what's the mist? Like cold
Yeah,
mist
like
stuff.
fog.
Yeah, fog mist is kind of just everywhere now.
Okay. And that's Kaelin down there.
Yes.
Okay.
And he was going to do something and can't do anything because I did the spell wrong. Wait, hold on. Let me just double check. No, I'm not going to retcon it. I just like you can keep going. I just
Very
want to
good.
check something to see
Okay,
if I did
cool.
fuck up my spell.
I might recommend absorb elements. If
Oh, okay.
Absorb
It doesn't
elements.
matter because the spell is 3/4 cover, is +5 to AC and +5 to Dexterity saving throws. Cold
Con
breath
save.
is a con save. So my plan would have worked. He has a spell that's homebrewed that he created himself and has never used.
nice.
But yeah, the dragon flew over the freaking sunlight, which is still there technically because it's not dispelled.
Yeah.
There's mist around. All
Yeah,
of
there's
this?
mist like around the building and stuff.
So no one can see that.
No, you can't really see the aftermath of what's happened to the building.
Okay.
Not from where you're running, at least.
Okay, cool.
And you don't have to do anything. You can just keep. It's up to you, obviously.
How much are gonna move? 30 feet. Okay. Yeah, I'll start running towards the building.
Where's Zale and Natalie?
Gosh dang it.
So about there.
Gosh dang
You know, if you were trying to like create a hit list, you could have just like told us, and maybe we would have like gone behind
Oh, this is
you.
great.
Well, you
This
guys
is
are on my
happening.
list. It's just.
Oh shit!
But my thing is, I'm not. Because I'm not trying to kill people, I'm trying to get people killed.
Ah!
You see?
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
so that makes sense now, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Alazran's not going to do anything. He's literally just going to stand there and get like raiding another dragon attack, basically. But he can't do it himself. He's not even like he doesn't. He has capabilities. He just doesn't care to use them. He's not that kind of person.
Bitch.
He's very much a hands-off
Yeah,
combat
you can tell.
person. He's got a
Like
dragon.
everything for his dragon.
Yeah.
Can
Hockey is Hockey doing anything?
Can I hold an action?
Depends on what you're holding it for. You have to like specify what you're holding it for, basically.
Yeah. Okay. I want to hold. Well, can I? How long will it take the mist to disperse?
Not straight away. Probably a
Okay.
round or two,
Okay.
unless something happens to disperse it.
Okay. Yeah. Then. Yeah. I'm just gonna end my turn there.
Okay.
I forgot. Can I like see through Hockey's eyes?
Oh, wait, no.
You can
Sorry.
see through his eyes.
I'm gonna do my telepathic connection with Kalen to tell him to help me retrieve.
And can he respond immediately, or is it?
He should be able to. Let me. double
He's
check.
gonna say, "Get out of here. I'll take care of it."
Oh. Okay. Well.
He's
cool.
like, "I can't save both of you at the same time."
Oh boy. All right. Sounds good. Cool. Then yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. So Hawkeye, you can see through Hawkeye's eyes. Do you have to do it on your turn? I don't remember. I think you have to do it on your turn.
Oh, maybe.
I'd have to check. Let me check.
Caleb. Might need to readjust your camera.
Okay, yeah, you have to use an action to see through its eyes.
Oh, okay.
But you can communicate with it telepathically, so like you're running, but you can still tell Hawkeye to do something.
Okay. I'm assuming I probably heard, the whole building.
Yeah.
I'll just send Hockey over there to
See if
Because did I
See
know
what's
if
happening.
Layla was there?
you saw Layla there.
Yeah, I'll send Hockey over there.
Because she kind of peeled out as well. Okay, end of initiative. Not end of the round, sorry. Not end of initiative yet. The building is like actually crumbling now. Like it's falling down.
I'm gonna just play.
Oh, look at that! She rolled a 1. She's down. She is not dead. Because she is more of an important NPC than that. But she is doing death saving throws. And it's her turn! Look at that coincidence. She does a pass. She passes her first death saving throw.
Yeah, I vaguely remember
Right
that.
after your best friend,
Yeah.
maybe even lover.
Success.
Uh,
Okay.
You're,
Kalen is going to run into the rubble. Because he can do that. And he's going to actually activate his like dance thingy, whatever it's called, blade
Okay,
song,
blade song.
so that he can move further. And he gets up to Layla and checks on her, basically.
My love, are you?
my love.
All he can really tell
I mean
is that,
Layla.
all he can really tell is that she kind of fucked right now. But
Got some frostbite all over.
what you guys are all running, right?
Yeah.
There's just like a giant
Bitch,
hole
I'm
through her.
fucking gone.
Yeah, she was gone before anything else happened.
Oh yeah, I didn't even see Layla go down. I was just like, peace.
There's just like a giant hole through her from the spear. From the ice spear.
It's kind of like in American Horror Story when she lands on like the fence. Just
The girl
lands
from
like
Coven.
Sorry,
yeah,
I have
from
so
Coven where
many
she lands on the
tabs.
fence
Takes
and it's
a
just
second.
like through her back, and she's just like, hey.
Wait, I don't think I remember that.
Wait, where are you
But it
using
reminds me
your
of-
phone for it then?
No, I have tabs here and here for character sheets.
This man will max out on tabs if he could.
The real orange juice. So it's healthy.
He's gonna shove a potion down her throat.
Was that
She takes. Oh, she gets 8 back. That's pretty good. And then he tells her, "You've done enough. Get out."
Your soul is forfeit.
Layla just comes like right after you.
It kind of seemed like she didn't need to do any of that.
Yeah, that seems like she was trying to save someone's ass.
What could what?
You hate it? You like
I'm mixed.
it? You're white, my dude.
Bella's
I
turn.
mixed them out.
You're
I'm just
running,
gonna
right?
keep running.
Ken's running,
I'm gonna
Zordon's running.
have noticed this and
You
make
guys are
note.
all running. I'm just assuming everyone's running.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dragon
Dragon!
does not get cold breath back,
Aha.
Go
Fire
away!
but is going to just slam down and land right where it is.
Oh, kill all those people?
Not kill, just violently slam down.
Okay.
So,
Does anyone just, like,
are
run
we just going to safely assume that there are civilian casualties?
I mean, how would there be right now?
Crumbling buildings, ice.
It's a crumbling building. There's not people like in the building right now.
Right, it's just in
This
the middle
moves
of the busy
forward
town
more.
square. Not like people like live there.
Not anymore.
Renissa, Tyroth move forward. Sirach,
Okay, fair enough. Oh, hello.
are you GTFOing?
Sirach.
He told you to GTFO, so.
Yeah, well, see, but he doesn't like to take orders.
That's true, that's true.
Yeah.
But also, if you don't, you're gonna die.
Yeah, okay, he's gonna He says, "Hey guys, long time no see."
Oh, they're further along than
Where
that.
Long time no
Who the fuck
see.
are
It's me, Chris.
Alozrin is gonna jump down and start walking towards Kaylin and Layla
That's wrong.
Oh, wrong person.
and says, "Who are you?" To Kaylin.
And then they kiss.
And then they kiss.
And they're both boys.
And they're both boys and they kiss.
That's
kinda
so
gay.
cool.
Okay.
Is it gay to kiss your homies goodnight?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Alazrin, what happens next?
Dude,
Come on, I gotta know the
Roby's
story, man.
romance homies.
Okay.
Right, you're right.
Alazrin uses self-destruct.
Is Hawkeye doing anything in particular, or he just?
Kill a lot.
I mean, Hockey at this point should be,
Hockey
assisting
ends
Kaylin.
life.
Distract the dragon.
Hockey can be re.
Sure.
You can move the building, by the way, because the building's not there. They're like on the ground.
Okay.
He is on the ground, like walking up to them. He's literally like 10 feet away from them.
So I can just like charge the spell to recharge Hockey, and then I
Yeah,
can
you just
summon
spend
him
10 gold
anytime?
the next morning. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So I was just thinking like. do I have to
Try
have
and
a
use
long
Hawkeye to do something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
time?
Where is Hawk?
Oh, I don't know what it is.
Hockey's in our hearts.
I think
Get him out of there. I don't want him
he'll
there.
just
Oh,
fly
Try
around.
and
He's
try
in
and
your
fly it at Alozrin or something.
Like trying to take out its eyes, like the basilisk.
He can't actually attack though, but he can.
Distract.
can distract and try it,
For people
yeah.
to run away for
Yeah.
They'll try to distract Osmond, so they
Yeah.
can bamboozle.
Hiya.
Layla's turn. Layla uses Misty Step and teleports to some
Somewhere
location
else.
off screen that you can't
Off
see.
screen.
like Alozrin can't see where she teleports to. And then Kaylin stands up and looks at Alozrin.
Oh shit.
I'm your brother.
That's exactly what he says.
What?
He says, "I am your brother, and I'm gonna kill you."
Oh!
And then he dimension doors away.
What? What?
Oh, yeah. What?
What? What? No, he.
No, he
knew
hasn't
before.
been here. It's not as
Oh,
impactful as the
okay,
point.
okay.
Did you know?
I didn't know.
And that's end of initiative.
I might have known.
That's where we end the session tonight.
Just starts. He's his brother!
That's
Wait,
exactly
what?
it says.
Wait,
Who
was
are
that
you?
not?
Not
You
recognized.
guys, am I
Is it
fucking
like-
prince?
Did you know
Illegitimate
that?
brother? You didn't
Oh,
fucking
did
know.
you? You told me that, right?
You keep telling yourself you did, but you
Dude,
didn't.
I swear you said
No,
that.
I definitely didn't.
I
Said
knew
what?
they were brothers, though. You literally
No,
said
I've
you
never
made
said
a
that.
Code Geass reference. That was like, it's like how in Code Geass, how like they're
things.
I'm sorry.
No, I definitely did not say it though.
Okay, well, I guess I just
That's really funny though.
assumed it.
Okay, what is everyone doing?
Hi. I'm your brother, and I'm going to kill you.
I have so many questions, starting with what?
Sorry, what the
Question
fuck is
number
up with
one.
Too
that?
bad you didn't hear it.
Yeah, honestly.
Then because of all
Hockey,
the
however, did.
height, the tower drops.
Oh my god. Can I hear through hockey right now?
No, you can't.
Oh,
You didn't
fuck.
use the action on your turn.
But you could like communicate with hockey later if
Well,
they ever, you know what I
Hockey
mean?
would
Like,
have heard it.
With
and could
hockey,
tell you,
like,
right?
be able to remember that?
Oh, Olazrin kills Hulky right in front of him. Olazrin, Hulky is right there, trying to distract him. Hulky's
I'm
dead.
sorry.
No,
Hockey
When I
is-
reanimate him, will he remember?
not necessarily.
because he killed him before it happened. Before the reveal
Oh,
happened.
before the reveal.
Anyway, you guys are all running back to the tavern. Sirach is running back to his home base. So you guys get back to the tavern. How's it going?
I am
Are you still on
running.
fire?
You are still on fire. Kayla and Layla are not there with you. They're not like running with you or anything like that. They did some stuff.
I'm
They ran
going to
some
like
things.
run up to my room and just like close the door.
I was gonna say I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm running up to my room,
But
closing
like,
the door, and
I
just
feel like my footsteps, you know, like when you're like dripping fire, kind of like that's
Yeah.
kind of what's happening
I
behind me.
jump fire all the time.
Oh yeah,
Every time I
that's
step to
very
the
No,
tavern,
relatable.
there's
okay.
singe steps like this.
Yeah.
On the stairs.
I'm gonna run into my room and slam the door, and I just.
I feel like all of us are running into our rooms, just like needing a moment. I mean, I know that's what I'm doing.
What's Gen doing?
He's kissing Belle goodnight.
I'll caress
On
him.
each
I'll be like,
eyeball.
are you okay? No, Gen will just run into the tavern and just sit there and he'll just kind of stand there and wait for Kaylin or Layla to show up.
Oh, yeah. Anyone doing
Layla comes in
anything else?
covered in casts, just like
She's freezing to the touch.
Oh, I love it.
I take out
Anyway,
the
how long are you guys going to sit in your rooms? Because that matters to how long Kayla takes.
A couple hours.
You're going to take a couple hours?
I'm going to like I'm gonna do like my dance thing to like try to calm down and like the things will slowly like stop, and then like once that's done, I'm just gonna like I'm gonna like probably stay in my room for as long as I possibly can. So I'm gonna like kneel and like think, and then I'm just gonna like fall asleep on the ground kind of thing. Like
I want to be sitting with my back against the door, holding my sword in my lap, and just like be staring at it, just lost in thought. And probably sit like that for like an hour, hour and a half. And say what you need to say, and then I'll tell you what happens after a while.
About an hour and a half later is what I was going to say. Discord message.
Make it louder.
Oh, make it louder?
Yeah. Can't hear. Yeah, that loud, please.
Can you hear? I can't tell because this blocks it off.
Yeah, no, there's nothing.
oh, when he flew by over here, was I able to get a glimpse of him?
Of who?
Alosrin?
Hmm.
Where did I hit him? I want to know. I want to see the arrow.
Oh, yeah. No, it was just in his chest. Like right here. Not on his heart, sorry.
Yeah.
This right here.
Yeah,
Aim better.
I will aim better next time.
His, yeah, his
Aim for the head.
clothing is singed and everything like
Yeah.
that. But, Kaelin walks up to the door, comes inside, sees you standing close by or sitting down close by or whatever, and walks over to you. It's like, how is everyone? What's going on? What's the situation?
Seems to be in the room. They're all trying to get their thoughts.
Understandable. I don't really think the tavern is the safest place. We should probably get to a safe house. Yours is not ready, but I'm going to take you to the one Sirach is at.
Oh, you're coming to my crib.
What's your last name? Is it Obama?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Barack Obama?
Sarak, yeah.
So he Did you say you were going to get them?
Yeah, I'll get them.
Yeah, you go upstairs.
I
You knock on
should be
Nephra's
a bummer.
door.
You should not knock.
Is it locked?
Are you
Right,
gonna try and
fine,
open it, or are you knocking? And then
I will knock, and no response on it.
It is locked. And I'm just gonna say, not now. Please.
No, yes, now. We need to go to a safe house. He's asking us to go now before anything happens here.
I will just say, gather my things, I'll meet you downstairs.
Very well. We want to meet.
okay, Gurdok. I'm just gonna go like Gurdok's
I'll knock
next.
on Gridok's door.
My room is locked. There's a sock on the
Again?
Sorry.
You have some weird ass things to do right after
And it-
something like this.
There's a lot of tension, man.
I'm just in my room. You knock. My room. I'm just looking at my sword as well. Just kind of thinking about
Oh,
it.
oh.
So, no, the actual sword. The actual sword.
Actual sword.
The one I got from, what's his face?
Blackburn, yeah.
Give me a goddamn minute, boy.
Boy.
Sorry, that was fucking.
That's
Sorry,
fine.
I'm like older than
I'm just older than you.
How do you know?
How old is it?
How old was that exactly?
Are you cursed with immortality?
no comment.
He's literally been wearing a helmet and full body suit. They don't have a clue what he looks like for 10
We
seconds.
do know that he's a little smoky.
Yeah.
He is smoky.
The bear?
We need to go now. Kaylin's asking us to go to a safe house immediately.
Also, I'm kind of starting to get more pent up and angry. So I'm like, fine, I'm coming.
I like it. I like it.
Like it. And then you go to Bell's.
And I'll go bell, and I'll knock on the door, and I'll be like, sorry to interrupt, but we need to move to a safe house immediately.
Do you open the door at all, or are you just knocking? Like,
I knock because I know you're
Okay.
probably.
Okay. I don't respond. No sound anyway.
Can I point out something real
I'll
quick?
knock again.
You're still under suggestion, right?
How long does it last?
8 hours.
8
Oh,
hours?
shit.
Yeah, so you have to
If
follow
you don't
Caitlin's orders.
anything.
Well, okay, wait.
Well, he did say to get to a safe place.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
that's true.
do you say? Okay. What exactly?
I'll say we need to move to a safe house
Okay.
immediately.
In that case, yeah, I'll get up. I'll open the door. I'll say like you can see like soot kind of like all over me, but you see like little tear stains, you know.
Oh.
And I have my stuff, and you can see there's like small like scorch marks throughout the room.
One thing I forgot to bring up to you before.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no like range.
I feel like there slightly
Yeah.
needs to be slightly more downside to
That.
what we've talked about.
Yeah.
I was thinking exhaustion every 20 minutes.
That is on.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you would have 2, I would say.
Okay.
Is that cool?
Sure.
Just because, like, of the way it works.
Yeah.
So yes, just for no.
Do I note that anywhere?
You can. I think it's at the top on like if you click hit points or something. Maybe. I don't remember. It's been ages since I've had to look at it. I swear you can do exhaustion.
Conditions maybe? Yeah, conditions.
Conditions. Yeah. I swear it's there somewhere.
Okay, got it.
Okay, cool. So yeah, you knock, comes out. You guys all head downstairs, presumably. Takes a second. Kaylin's standing there, and he just looks at all of you, and you all kind of just look like shit. Like, just in terms of just like everything that's happened. You can't really tell anything about you.
I just look like him.
You just look like
just
him.
look like
And he says, I don't think the tavern is safe. We need to get out of here. He has seen us, or some of us. He has a pretty good idea what Belle looks like, and he knows for sure what I look like now. And then he is going to lead you out. Do I find that?
I'm gonna like put up my hood, and it's gonna like blend me into the surroundings.
A baseball hat and sunglasses.
My cloak
And
like
hoodie.
looks like the surroundings, so yeah.
Is the invisible?
I guess I'll be
Not invisible, but like
Is
it
Layla
like
alright?
it matches the colors. So
Is
it's
she dead?
easier to blend in.
Oh, that's an
Layla's
actual
like,
Yeah.
thing. Oh,
like
okay.
we're gonna get to the safe house and Layla's gonna
It's
be,
like if anyone's read
hooked
Wheel
up
of
to an
Time,
IV and,
it's
like,
the
a
mortar
heart
cloak
monitor.
that they have.
That
That's why
I
circled building is a safe house for reference.
In the comics.
Also, I can do some of this stuff because there's a lot of. Oops.
Are Our safe house is like around like the T of the commons, basically, right? If I remember correctly, somewhere around here.
What is? Sorry?
Our
above the
inn is somewhere around here.
It's to the left, isn't it? I think it's.
Where's my
I
name?
just had my piece of paper.
Right there, right?
Because that's the bad house.
Why are you struggling so much with us?
I don't know about. Oh,
I just remember it was like this direction.
yeah, it's the
Do I not make me stop?
back with C building.
Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because you're thinking about
You see something? Bless you.
bless you, holy water, and prayer.
In the name of the Father.
The dot is the tavern, the circle is the safe house.
She's somewhere.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna
So we're heading back
Yeah,
to
grab some of those.
Yeah.
give a shit. Man.
What exactly is a ship?
Oh, hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
If you have some way of concealing your identity, maybe like covering up for a second, might be a good idea.
I'm gonna
Just in case.
I'm like super tall, very gray.
I don't have much.
You don't have much, but it doesn't, Joe.
I just imagine Gento from the corner like using
This is
sun
what's
or
going,
something.
okay?
I'm just gonna flick up my cloak.
Okay.
I'm just gonna hide behind you.
So as you're walking, Kayla's like, this is one of the few safe houses, like one of the safe houses we have set up in the city. We have 8 safe houses throughout the city,
Okay.
and then we have our main base of operations, but we'll get to that point. For now, we're going to take you to safe house 3, which is where Sirach is. And you get there, and it's just like a very inconspicuous building, because that's kind of the point. It just looks like a building. But you walk in, and this is the first floor. Hold on. Shit. This is what it looks like there. The main floor and then top floor there. So you would know this because you were actually there.
Yes.
That's what the building
there
is.
now. I've
What's up for the
decorated.
top floor? No, the bottom one.
So that's the main. No, this is the main floor. That's the second floor. And so it's like pretty decent. There's a lot of. How many beds are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not intentional, but perfect. Because right now Sirach is the only one staying there.
Wait, I don't have any roommates.
No, not right now you don't. But as you walk in, Sirach is standing there talking to someone.
Not my mom.
I'll find out soon.
He's talking to this person.
Oh, hey, my boy.
Your boy?
My boy.
Oh, hi, Mr. Tall, Dark, and Handsome.
Is he,
Looks like he's from Peaky Blinders.
He
No
is
one's
currently
seen you, okay?
looking at Sirach. And he's just checking the situation.
Okay.
He's just asking, he's basically asking you for an update of what the fuck happened exactly from your perspective. And you walk in and Kayla says, this is Desmond. He is the Chief Intelligence Officer of the Resistance. He is the communications expert, basically.
So his name is Desmond?
Yes.
What kind of fucking name is
The
Desmond?
CIO.
CIO, yeah.
son of a hawk.
So Desmond is, he's like the one in charge of communication, intelligence, getting reports from people, all that kind of stuff.
So it's Desmond.
I already asked that. He didn't give me an answer.
Wait, you really asked that?
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
did you
actually,
ask?
Has he seen anyone?
Desmond can get
Is
it.
Desmond?
Desmond can.
Pretty sure in all fantasy everyone's bi automatically.
Yeah. It's kind of like.
Unless you explicitly say that you are
Sirach
not.
hears you say that, and he mind whispers to you, yeah, I think he is.
Do you actually though?
I-
Wait, do you actually don't say it out
I
loud?
wouldn't say it.
Oh.
But you sense that.
You say you think
I pick up on it.
As Rodrigo, I say it. As Ken, I don't say it.
Oh, okay.
I'll say it's real.
Yet.
It is like evening, by the way.
He's human, isn't he?
He's human. It is evening, by
Oh
the
yeah,
way.
because we just
'Cause
traveled
this-
all day.
Like it was sundown when the execution happened. So the sun was going down. By the time you guys got
So
back
it's
to the
easier to sneak
tavern,
back here.
got to the tavern, got to the safe house, it is dark. There's
See that guy
nightlife.
run into the streets on fire? What was that about?
Yeah, there's nightlife. There's people talking, and they're talking about everything that they saw. And there were people that saw you do it.
It was a
They
fire
didn't,
demon.
they didn't actually see you in particular because you were on fire.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that's almost a disguise.
Yeah.
You were on fire,
Yeah.
so like, how do you actually see any particular details? Just don't do it again.
Again?
Anytime
Is what you
you're
said?
on fire.
Again?
Now!
Yeah, again, now.
Again?
Do it
Do
again.
again.
Do again.
Why not more?
Squeaky,
Oh.
squeaky.
Do again on fire.
Smoking
You guys
fire.
walk in and you
Do
see
fire
Sirach.
on again.
You guys are seeing Sirach up close for the first time in a while.
You're alive?
Okay, wait. He doesn't know that we know his name is Sirach, does he? Because as far as he knew, we knew him as Christopher.
Yep. No, but
What's
you know
up,
his
Sirach?
name. But
I
as far
know,
as he
he-
knows,
He thinks that we don't know his real name.
Hey,
Chris.
Or should I
You
say?
actually say that?
No, I'm not saying anything.
Oh.
You're like
okay.
doing one of the Chris.
So yeah, you walk in. The stairs immediately to the right, slightly further to the right is like the dining room, and that's kind of where they're standing, talking. And you guys kind of just finish up your report,
Can I just lean
explaining the
over to?
situation.
Can I just lean to Kaylin and just be like, is there a private room that I could trouble you for?
Upstairs. Which room did you take? It
The
doesn't
biggest
really
one,
matter,
obviously.
but like top picture here. It's relevant because it might be like this for the rest of the arc.
I mean,
Just pick a goddamn room, my dude.
5. I obviously took the biggest one. Come on.
Okay.
With 2 beds.
No, did you take the
No.
one with the 1 bed and the 2 desks?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay, you have room 5.
Okay, that's what I said.
Yes, you go up. Well, he just says go up. There's 2 in front and then 1. Don't take the one to the far left, to the back left.
Okay,
He says don't take this one.
okay. I'll just take that small one then.
The first one.
Yeah.
I don't know. The number 5 is on every room, so I don't know. So I was like, I realized that after I said you're in room 5. I'm
Every
like, they're
room.
all room 5.
They're all room 5.
I'm just gonna, like, adjust the bag on my shoulder, and I'm just gonna, kind of nod and walk upstairs and get into my room, close the door, and lock it.
I have put sand in all of the beds.
Oh, is it Solitaire?
Wait, we didn't kill him enough the first campaign.
He got reincarnated.
back.
I had a grandfather.
Baltimore's back.
So she goes upstairs. You guys are still kind of standing in the hallway. The dining area is kind of open. And he's like, can I get you anything? Kaylin says. He's just like, do you guys need a drink? You probably need a drink.
I'll take a drink.
You look like you need a drink. And he kind of walks up to the...
Is that why you don't drink? Because alcohol and fire don't mix.
I'm not. I'm pretty sure I have taken the wine.
Yeah, he did. Yes.
So are you? What if we got? Wait, hold on.
I am the Molotov
What
cocktail.
Are you flaming inside and out?
You need to get drunk and then.
Can you, if you drank tequila or something, could you fire breathe?
Or can you already do that?
Can you already do that?
Like if you lit your lips on fire.
You're up in the room. You're distracted.
Sorry.
Caleb walks up to the kitchen, and unless you guys are doing anything, returns with drinks pretty quickly.
I'm ready for a drink.
And he kind of just like sets a bunch of drinks down on the table. Sits down himself, and do you guys say anything? I don't know.
Does it seem? Because I'm like I feel like people are like gathering to sit. I feel like I'm still standing. Does
Yeah.
it feel like now's a good time to just like follow Ned's example and just go off on my own?
If you want to.
Then I will. And I'll go take an opinion.
Before you leave, Kaylin asks, "Are you going to be okay?"
How do I respond?
And he's like, "Yeah." He's just kind of like, "Are you going to be okay?"
I'll probably like do like. Do I do stone face or do I smile?
Oh, nice. No.
Whoa.
Odds you do stone
That's-
face.
I'll do that,
even
yeah.
if you do.
I smile and say I'll be fine, and then walk up.
He doesn't really believe you, but it's fine. He sits down, you sit down, you start drinking. What are you doing?
I'll
Desmond sits down and starts drinking.
What's up, Desmond?
I'll just take a seat. Place it there.
I'll take the other empty single room.
Okay. So Desmond, like, kind of just, like, looks at everyone, looks at Caitlin, he's like, so what the fuck was that?
The fuck happened to y'all?
I wish I knew. Fucked up shit.
He's like, I didn't really get a good view of everything. He was there, he just didn't get a good view of it. I heard Sirach's side of the story. You guys wanna...
This is Desmond's spot.
This is Desmond.
Well, our friend had a bit of a moment and just caught on fire and attacked our friends.
I mean, that's one way to put it.
Would your character would know that Zeo and Belle were together, like, carnival partners, right?
Mine?
Yeah. Like, that's something you would have...
You saw in the carnival.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you saw in the
yeah,
carnival,
I would
that's
know
something you would bring up in the report kind of thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he's like, I heard they were close.
I actually told him they were lovers.
I'm gonna say
Lovers
that.
even.
I said that earlier too.
Just make it canon.
I'm serious, like,
Yeah.
he would do that.
That's fine. I heard they were very close. How true is that?
I was working with them for a little bit. They were definitely fucking.
Definitely fucking.
No, they were good friends.
It
As far as I
just
can tell.
it just looked bad.
It just looked bad.
I'm sorry, I meant they're good friends.
They
as
were
far as I
good.
can tell.
Friends.
They were just roommates.
And they were
Roommates.
Sad.
Yeah.
Sucks.
I mean, I didn't even know Zell that long, and that was rough to see. Can't imagine what it's like for them right
Rough.
Rough.
now. We just hear rough from upstairs.
Not after she farted super loud.
Did we just hear that from like
No,
downstairs?
you guys can't hear me. I'm upstairs. I'm not.
Forgetting all my NPCs' names. Desmond says to Kaelin, I'm gonna go check on Layla.
She alright?
And Kaelin's like, she'll be alright. She's not looking good right now, but she'll be alright. We'll know the full, like, prognosis? Diagnosis? I don't remember what the word is. We'll have a full report in the morning.
Assuming she survives the night.
Oh my god.
Glad to hear she's at least stable.
I mean, she got attacked by a dragon and then had a building fall on top of her.
Yeah.
She's a rough.
She's
to
a
say
little
the least.
fucked up.
Yeah. And then Desmond, like, stands up, finishes his drink, and walks in.
When he leaves, Kiss Cannon's in there.
Yeah, Kaylin's still there.
Yeah,
You start meeting?
no. So I'm gonna turn to Cannon. I'm like, I apologize that I had to cover for it.
It's part of the job sometimes. She knew that, but hopefully it won't happen again. We'll see.
Yeah, hopefully I won't.
I don't think
No.
he obviously meant it.
Oh yeah.
He just lost a friend that he probably that he did spend years with, that he knew for years. So it's an understandable reaction.
That's what I understand.
Kind of inconvenient, but understandable. We might have to be a bit more inconspicuous. Thankfully, only you were gone. You were running. You were
On
seen.
fire.
You were on
On
fire,
fire.
but also Layla kind of impersonated you.
Ah, right.
Oh, and she was.
And she can't.
do the fire part.
That's why I was asking about the minor illusion thing. But she didn't have a turn to do minor illusion.
Yeah.
She only had a turn to get up on the building and do this ultra self thing.
Well, it's a good thing Prince Elazrin got right up close and personal with my face, so.
I'm so dumb. So I said, I can only imagine how he feels, but I know exactly how he feels right now. So I might change that. Metagame in my mind.
Yeah, in your mind.
I guess that makes sense from what I'm piecing together.
Yeah. I know how Belle feels right now.
And Caitlin's just kind of sit there for a little bit and drink. Like, not like heavily or anything. He's just kind of like in deep thought because a lot of shit happened and a lot of shit that you guys didn't see or hear happened.
The aftermath.
Yeah, when he talked to the prince. You
Oh,
didn't hear
yeah,
that. You got, none of you guys heard that or saw that.
Sadly, Hawk was.
But the players know that.
I am your brother.
And he's just kind of thinking. So unless you guys are going to do anything, I'm going to just skip ahead like an hour or so.
It's fine by me.
And then he kind of like, yeah, an hour passes. It's a short rest for anyone that needs it.
I'll take it. I don't know if I gain
I
anything
mean,
from it
it's only
actually.
2 hit points.
There's only 2 hit points. Did you use a key point? I don't know.
Yeah, I used it.
Yeah, I get a feedback from a short rest.
And we get those encounters.
Key points are short rest.
Oh,
You might have to do it.
I get sorcerer
'Cause it's,
points back
weird.
with short rests. Heck yeah.
Currency.
And then I'll just get reset.
Yeah, it goes to 0. That's what's good about Mox is that key
sweet.
points reset on a short rest. That's why like
Oh, wait.
they used in every ability because it's assumed that you're going
This
to
is why I
use
bring
like
a
have
map.
multiple short rests throughout the day. So Kalen is going to look at Sirach and he's like, so Desmond was telling me about you being undercover the last few days at the docks. How is that going?
Yeah, I did get a nice job down at the docks. My good friend Aaron helped me with that.
Are we there right now, or is it just you two?
You are.
Oh,
And so it's good. He's not caring. He's like just awesome. It's relevant to what's gonna happen. Like,
Yeah, I've heard some very interesting things down there at the docks.
Desmond was telling me that we managed to narrow down a couple of the trade routes that we had.
Yes.
Hey, who has the map? Do you have the map?
I don't know if I.
I feel like it was.
Wait, is that?
Is it?
I feel like
No, but like, no, I mean like in game. Who has the map?
I thought it was. I thought it was
Yeah.
a Yennerbell.
Yeah,
I think it's Gen. Okay. It's like, do you have the map?
Yes.
And you pull it out.
What's it out?
presumably.
Whip
And
it.
then
Yes.
he's like, we found this map. It has 7 routes on it. You said you narrowed it. I reported. Whether this is in character or not, Kalen reported it to Desmond that they found the map and they had these trade routes. Roughly explained what they were because you can't really just draw a map
So you have it out right
over
now?
a setting. And then Gen pulls out. Gen pulls out the map
Okay.
and he's like, you narrowed down some of the routes.
I walk over and I look at the map. So it's got the routes on it, right?
It does, but it doesn't have colors on it. That's just for our
Right, yeah,
benefit.
sure. So yeah, I point at the one that's yellow and I point at the one that's red and I say, these two are fake.
1 and 3.
Yes.
Yeah, 1 and 3.
Can I like?
And then I look over at Belle and I'm like,
You can write on that if you need to. It's
I'm not.
oh, that's right,
yeah.
you're not here. Oh, that's right, okay.
What if you like just trace like the two like with the pens?
Because some of them.
black. Must have black ones.
There's black. Yeah, if that's okay with like.
Yeah.
Straw.
Anyway, I'm working on that. You do your roll, please.
And I compliment Gen's mask. Nice mask. So.
Just gonna take it off.
He'll just stare at you.
But he's not. You can't tell he's really staring.
not?
He's just looking at
Can
you.
I message
I will
Topher?
turn my mask to face you.
Message Topher.
Or Sirach, you should suggest him to take off his mask. Just kidding, I'll do that.
This is
I mean,
delightful
we can
idea.
try.
He would like decapitate himself. I'm scared.
Just like before it comes off, just
Just again, just puts the time tone
he
to
does
it.
like the
The samurai did.
yeah.
I mean, he can try if he wants.
So what's happening?
I'm just kidding about that.
Okay, you said that routes 1 and 3.
Yeah, the
were
red and
routes.
yellow ones. Yeah.
Yes, routes 1 and 3.
He basically he has been here. I need to find the exact amount of time, but it's about just over a week. Sirach has been in the city.
Wait, have another one?
We should fill Sirach in with our mission with the werewolves.
Give him.
At some point.
He's getting it. Shit.
Also, need to ask about Bro. Just throwing
Ask
Oh,
about
'cause I don't know
ask
how to
about
do
Brocius is what he said.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, I should probably do that.
What do you think I was saying?
I thought you were gonna ask about the suggestions.
The bro thing. Are you gonna ask him about bro?
I guess I will, since we're kind of like friends, I guess.
You're kind of friends.
Yeah. I see that bro is not here. Brocius.
My bro. I'm a single child.
That's my friend that accompanied you here.
Versus Chad's.
The
Yeah,
big
you
ass-
weren't here for this, but Abigail's character went with you.
Oh yeah, the big ass ogre dude.
He wasn't older.
But it was massive and Valkyrie.
Doesn't ring a bell.
Kalen just rolls his eyes.
Kaelin.
Kaylin, do you know where bro happens to be?
Bro had some shit to take care of, personal shit, outside of the city. Main reason I had Bro come was to escort Sirach so that nothing happened on the road.
Excuse me. What do you mean by that?
I mean, I haven't seen what you're capable of personally, so I just wanted to make sure. And
I'll
That's like
show
an
you.
8 foot.
8'7" or 11 or whatever it was.
He was lying though.
Lying about the age, yeah. So Brocius left after a few days, is what actually happened. Didn't really say where it was going except for backstory reasons.
I don't like try to yell at that because you have your reasons to explain things. They're dumb. Your times and your reasons.
So Kalen's like, I don't know about you, but I'm gonna go get some rest. We'll check on Layla. Final time before going to bed. You guys could tell the tale of what happened
Yes,
in
regale
Ravenhold.
me. The tale.
What's happened since
Rainbow.
I
Yeah,
hear
yeah.
of some
The last thing that happened was he almost got assassinated with Bro, and then left the next morning to take care of what he's been taking care of, which you guys don't know the specifics of really. Just know that he came here to. But yeah, Kalen gets up, finishes
Doesn't
the drink,
ring a bell.
leaves. Doesn't ring a bell. He does say he'll be back in the morning.
not Caleb? They're not Caleb.
Not great. Is there?
Sounds like a wood person.
That's probably for my room. Just kidding.
So, almost Layla.
Mostly Zane.
Mostly
So yeah, now it's just the three of you, and
I know, just chug another drink and
Do we have any more elderberry wine? we grabbed like 10.
We really
Things of
did.
that.
I know that I have a shit ton. I'm probably
Good
drinking
shit.
myself senseless in my room. Actually, I know what I'm doing in my room, but.
so Caitlin does like sharing is not bad. He's like suggesting to tell what happened so that Sirach is up to date. But it's it's up to you how much detail you tell Taggart.
Yes, so we went to Ravenhold and we met with these nobles that had a werewolf problem. It turns out that one of them was the leader and we managed to kill him. And
leader of the werewolf
basically-
pack.
What?
Leader of the werewolf pack.
Yes, leader of the werewolf pack. And we basically just took care of the problem. And Nethra has a sword.
And nothing
Yeah.
else have a sword.
Nethra has a oh yeah.
And I have a bow.
Amazing.
And my axe!
And mine.
Oh, Nethra's sword. When she slaughtered one of the acquaintances.
Wow,
of
why
the
you just
leader,
spilling all my shit? Jeez!
I mean, it's interesting.
her sword told her that it wanted more. Then Bell ends up has told us that he is actually a Sindoran
Instead of a dark elf.
instead of a dark elf, and
All the
that and that yeah he used to be like a collector of fire artifacts.
He used to have something to.
Something like that.
That's what he implied.
Yeah, and so he's after a ring that one of the other nobles nobles stole that is somehow connected to the Ring of Fire.
Also on the shit list of some assassins.
Oh yeah.
Also assassins.
One of the first nights we were on as assassins.
Yeah,
as
remember
well.
the assassin that almost killed you? Yeah, his sister was playing the role of a noble who stole the ring. Turns out there's a whole family out there that probably wants us killed.
Most definitely wants us to.
You know what they say? Keep it in the family.
Exactly.
Do it.
What else is there?
Interesting.
Nothing else, that's it.
You guys could ask
I mean,
him.
there's a few more things.
You could ask him what he's been up to.
And
Yeah,
we didn't
exactly.
have 2 while we were busy over there.
Oh, lots of shifts down at the dock.
The group.
The what?
The
Gridlock.
The dock.
His name.
Oh.
I didn't actually.
He did actually say that. That's a bad joke.
I mean, how smart is Gridlock? Would you have said it actually?
He has 0 intelligence. So.
Hey, same.
What were you doing down at the docks? If I may ask.
Well, you see, my good friend Aaron, that's his real name, you see. He's not a spy. Hooked me up there. I've been hearing some quite interesting things, some shipments into the city, you see. In fact, we may even go check those out tomorrow. See what they've got in store.
Do you know if
It's
they
magical
are,
weapons, right?
Do you know if they are weapons?
Who knows? Perhaps. Probably. Otherwise, why would we do it? Think before you speak.
Was that a note you were supposed to read to yourself in your head?
Think before. Shit.
No, that was that one.
I was kind of like,
I just sent you a note
Teleprompter.
for the notes that I have about our conversation on Monday.
Oh no.
No, it's fine.
You just
Oh,
answered my
okay.
question
Just
on
in-
Discord, you jerk.
Did you send me a message?
Yes.
I need to go.
I did too.
Oh, yeah. Before we go any further, we'll take a break. Okay.
TMI.
Yeah, you got the message I sent you.
Yes. Also, guys, I've discovered there's an underground base in Old Town. If you
Old
look
Town?
on the map, do you have the map, Kevin,
On the
still?
map.
Yeah,
Look
it's
at the
still
map.
on
What was your name? Gundork?
Yeah, Gundork.
Gundork. Yes. If you look, there are several houses on the map that are interconnected underneath. We simply must get into those tunnels. I feel that's the key.
He's role playing. It's great.
I'm just like, this is so
How old are
opposite
you,
of
by the way? Like, what? Like,
How old am I?
like, are you an
Well,
elderly man?
how old am
I
I?
think you're in your mid-20s.
I'm in my mid-20s.
Are you a human?
Like
How
early
old was
mid-20s.
Zolter? Like 70?
Oh, he was so old.
Wait,
He
are
was
you
still
human,
going.
though?
What?
Trying
Are you
anyway.
human?
Yes.
Okay.
As far as you know.
Can I do an insight check?
Where we?
Everyone is secretly not
so
the race
all
they
of the
are.
routes
like-
start in Old Town.
I mean,
I think it's. Oh no, it's in between like these 3 points.
So yeah, all of the points there are connected via tunnels
Yeah.
to an underground base.
Yes. And you see,
Oh.
anyway, my good back to the docks. My good friend at work, Wilson, I've very graciously taken over his shift tomorrow night when a big when a rather big shipment is supposed to come in. So I'm thinking perhaps we go down there, have a little peek.
Tomorrow night?
Dogs?
Or tonight?
It's evening
Tomorrow
news. Dogs bark,
Sure.
bark at night time.
Unless Kalen obviously has us.
Ah, Caleb, that's right.
Yes, Kalen is kind of in charge.
I'm sure
Yes,
he'll
he
make
is.
us. I'm sure he'll make us go with him.
Can I inside check that?
Yeah, you can.
Want to see inside
Oh, fuck.
checking?
You.
Just the way you said that.
Like, yes, he's in charge.
Oh, fuck. That wasn't
Oh. That's actually really funny.
It's a 7.
In Sirach's head, he dismisses the spell that controls you. That's what the weird inflection was. Because like
My personal things again. I'm just kidding.
Wait, when did you not
The whole
first
place
bring-
sets on fire.
What did you roll?
7.
You
Yeah, I rolled shit.
didn't seem to mean anything by it in particular, but
You're secretly the leader.
He's secretly the
sometimes.
He's secretly the emperor.
So basically, he's going to be working a shift tomorrow, and then tomorrow night, and during that shift, the purple one is going to be delivered.
He'll come visit me at work.
And the plan is to check whether it's legit or not, obviously, because it's kind of what he's been doing. Because he
What
has
do,
it
what do you mean by legit? Do you mean like...
as a decoy. Some of these are decoys.
And we're trying to find the shipment of the powdered...
Not
The
powdered.
magical weapon.
Powerful.
Powdered weapons.
Powdered weapons? Powerful
Powder.
magical weapons that are
I
going
was
to
thinking
smudge
of the
you.
powdered stone. So yeah, we're trying to find the powerful weapons.
Whatever they might be.
Whatever they might be. What if they are the powdered stone? But but what would the decoy be? Like what?
They have decoy routes to distract from people. Not that they're really paid, like, in case they're paid attention to. They weren't paid attention to until recently when somehow there was rumors coming about it happening.
So at any rate, if there's nothing else, I need my beauty rest.
I need one.
Yeah, you need that.
Thank you.
I gotta go talk to my Discord kitten.
Oh, I know. Yeah, for me. I will also take that.
Oh, I do. I want a
So you
cat.
can- You can play mine.
Can Sirach have a cat?
Ow!
No.
I'll leave you alone.
Scared you
next
to
week.
kill it or something.
No.
Okay.
He's
I'll
a
leave
nice
you alone.
guy.
Sirach goes upstairs.
Very well.
I won't secretly be watching it.
You what?
I said I'll leave you alone so you can eat, but I won't be secretly watching it.
I can make sure you don't. I'll like pull up the top.
Fine.
Sirach goes upstairs, you go upstairs. Because you guys are technically sharing a room. There's only one room left, and it's got
Slumber
double bed.
party.
2 beds.
You know what that means?
You stay down.
I meditate. I don't need a meditator. And I can do.
You can make sure there's no one around you.
Are you listening in?
No,
Don't
I was just saying, when you summon back.
Yeah, you can.
They can, like, insects.
Oh, not while you meditate. No.
Damn it.
Change
But you can
their
do it to
shape,
make
right?
sure there's no one
Yeah,
down the
summon
stairs
it.
while you're eating.
I don't think so.
Look up the spell.
He goes upstairs. Everyone's upstairs except for yeah.
Maybe you can.
Again?
Grugan. Are you gonna eat?
Yes.
I think it's only
After
a
dinner.
hawk.
Yeah.
I'll do the thing, wait like a couple minutes and
I wish. That'd be kind of cool.
Yes. What are you doing upstairs?
Jesus! Finally! Okay, so I've been sitting on the floor, holding the sword in my hand, looking at it, switching away, flipping it over, looking, trying to see if there's an
We
inscription
gotta
or
beat the
anything.
Marvel.
And I am going to take my sword. I'm going to take my sword, and I am going to place it on the ground in front of me. And I'm going to kind of like.
Oh, I love this.
God, Lord. And I'm, am I supposed to touch it? I've never done this before, this is quite new. Okay. Lord, above, in much as he is below.
Why?
I don't know what to do. I don't know what the fuck that was in my head. And honestly, I'm quite scared. I don't, is this a good thing? Is this you speaking to me? It didn't sound like you. What is happening? Please?
Do an insight check.
An insight check. Okay. God. 10.
You get a positive feeling with nothing else. So you do feel a positive feeling
Okay.
in terms of like, is it good or whatever?
Okay.
But you don't hear anything at all.
I am going to feel that positive feeling, and I'm going to open my eyes. I'm going to pick up the sword, and I'm going to drag the blade across the back of my arm until it draws blood.
Out of game, what are you trying to do?
I'm trying to see if the thing reacts to blood, to, like, violence, something like that. So I'm cutting the back of my arm, so there's a gash across the back of my arm. I'm going to let some blood drip on it, and I'm going to grab the blade again, and I'm going to go, is this what you want?
And you hear, or feel, almost. It's more of a feeling than a hear. An amused chuckle. And then you hear, it's gonna take more than that.
And is this in the...
This is coming from, yes, it is.
It's the same thing as what I said more?
Yes.
It's gonna take more than that.
Yes. And the impression you get from that is that cutting something is not gonna do anything. Just cutting something doesn't do anything.
Okay, I'm just gonna leave it on the floor, and I'm gonna, take a tear of cloth, and I'm gonna wrap it around my arm, and I'm just gonna sit there, and I'm gonna look at it, and then I'm gonna get up on my bed and leave it sitting on the floor, and I'm gonna sleep in my bed.
Okay.
I'll meditate or whatever, and get the 4 hours.
Anyone else doing anything before they go? Long rest.
Put on the sword.
Okay, long rest. If you need a long rest, do the long rest thing. Get spell slots back.
Remove one level of exhaustion.
Remove one
I
level of
whisper
exhaustion.
secretly in my room.
You're gonna what?
I whisper secretly in my room.
Okay. Is it something notable? As in, to say out loud to me and the party or whatever?
It just sounds like I'm talking to someone.
Okay. Cool.
Cool.
Okay. Morning comes. Wait, did you go to bed upstairs?
No, I just stayed.
Okay.
Dying.
Okay, that's out of here.
Okay.
Babe, you should shut the door. Oh, look at that.
Proud of you.
That's how you know we've been living together for too long.
Morning comes. You hear some crows. They're crowing.
They're crowing.
Birds
Birds are birding.
Birds are birding. Birds are chirping. I know, it's sweaty. I'm sweating so bad.
It's so hot in here. I'm dying.
It doesn't help. This isn't actually pointing at me.
Imagine having
Selfishly.
something cooling pointing at you.
That's not my fault the fan's pointing away.
I have to fix that like 4 times.
Anyone getting up first in particular? Anyone run downstairs? How is the morning going?
I come downstairs and frantically begin my morning routine. I brew coffee and make a breakfast of 3 eggs and slightly burnt toast with jam, elderberry jam.
Elderberry
And I sit in front of Gen, who I'm assuming isn't moving, just sitting there meditating.
He's
right?
just sitting. Well, he's just sitting there contemplating.
So I come over and very sneakily kneel down and squat in front of him and start eating my toast very loudly in his face.
You got
I'm
first
able to let him notice.
Yeah, he's right there.
Well, like, so am I just sitting here and he's like right here?
Are you sitting in front of him?
Yeah, no, I'm just like right up in his face. Just like observing him as I eat.
Gen will get up and just walk outside.
Walk outside.
And then he'll. So outside, how is it? Is it like is there like a backyard or something?
No, it's just kind of straight.
Run a
There's just
secret
bunch
safe
of
house.
buildings.
Is there like? Can I go to the side of the house? Is there like a trailer that I can just sit there?
Yeah,
Let's
no one's
sit
gonna
outside the
notice
house.
the weird samurai
got
standing
tissues.
outside.
Yeah.
I want to be outside, but like not.
Yeah, there's a couple small trees nearby.
I just don't want to be like out in front on the street. I
Yeah.
just kind of want to be like on the
Yeah, there's a
side.
few around the back.
Yeah, I'll just,
There's not a backyard,
Who is
but
he?
behind the building.
What is he?
yeah, I'll just sit back there.
Okay. You're eating your...
Yeah, I'm still crouched where he was.
Anyone else doing... You're awake?
I'm awake. I'm gonna look at the blade on the floor.
That's not on the floor. It's on the side table.
It's moved?
Yeah. It's next to you on the side table. With your bag. It's presumably on the side table.
I'm gonna go, clingy bastard. And then I'm gonna walk downstairs.
You just hear like a.
This is self-contented.
Yeah.
What is Bud doing?
Probably honestly like in his room, just doing more of like the sword little dance routine thing.
Fire dancing stuff?
Yeah.
Cool. Grudog,
I'll just wake up.
Wake
go
up!
downstairs to get food.
No, wake up!
I have no food. So
I want to.
You just see him crouching at the table really weirdly.
Are you down there right now? Okay, I'm just gonna like kind of whisper you.
With him still crouching on the floor? I'm just gonna shake my head.
Wait, what happened to your arm? Are you okay?
It was chaos yesterday.
I don't think I noticed that before.
Shut up! You don't know! You gonna roll insight on me, bitch?
I'm not even here.
I know.
I roll insight on it.
I'm just gonna go, it was chaos yesterday. I'm pretty sure you didn't notice a lot of things.
That's why true. I did good.
He's in love with you.
As soon as I know
Sure,
that.
he's always looking at your bods. he
I
knows
literally just said
everything.
big boobs. Yeah.
Boobies.
Yeah, that's true. I just, as soon as we got here, I knew.
Don't blame you. Trapped myself in my room and had a night for myself. You get my drift.
Oh.
The tip of those elderberry wine bottles is
No.
Is
Oh,
that, why,
trust me. I know.
is that why it sounds like
they're ridged, you know?
Rib for
Oh my god, what the hell?
I'm not gonna give you a bottle that I may or may not have used. No, I did not use it.
I'm just saying, I get with me. And then I'm gonna get some food.
I'm sorry.
Topher, are we able to help ourselves to what's in the kitchen?
Oh yes, go for it.
Would you like some
I'm
eggs,
sure.
my dear?
Sure.
Not my eggs. She
Oh,
loved
Oh my god, you don't have to clarify.
That's not what I was thinking, but thank you for the clarification.
Okay, I'm gonna go into the kitchen. I'm gonna start making me and Grudok some breakfast.
Okay.
I'll make something for you as well. I don't know what, but
The romance is budding.
We love a budding
she's being nice.
romance.
I want to be nice guy.
An asexual and a gay guy. Like,
It's perfect.
You eventually smell the eggs being cooked. When you come down and you just, you cook breakfast,
I'll
eat
make
breakfast.
cereal.
You, wow.
Is cereal a medieval thing? Does that exist?
Sure.
Like a brand.
Like porridge
Grits.
and stuff?
Yeah.
You can have some
I'm really
porridge.
good at grits.
I'm real good at making grits.
Oh no, it's
You're just chilling outside. You see Kaelin walk up to start walking up to the building.
I'll get up.
You guys inside. Are you still in that position?
I was gonna say, has he
No, I
come
stood
down
up
with
when
both of
they.
them?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sitting at the table normally now.
No, okay.
And I look weirdly at not weirdly, I look inquisitively again when he walks inside. Like, why did you do that?
Like he's the weird one.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Why'd you leave? I was watching you eat. I was watching you while I ate.
Are you still in your room?
I'm gonna come down probably at this point.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna like,
come in.
Do your clothes survive the burning?
Are you naked?
Are you naked?
Mechanically, yes, they do.
but I do have like armor and stuff that would survive.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, and I have other clothes too. But anyway, I'm gonna like come down. I'm gonna have like fully like armored up and like everything just ready, like everything. I'm gonna like stand by the table and just say, "So what's the plan?"
Eating.
I'm making eggs.
I'm making grits, I guess.
You're making grits. Get out of the kitchen, you dick.
You walk in with Taylor.
My kitchens. I'm the woman.
Taylor's looking at everything, and he's like, he looks at you and he's like, "Have you explained what's happening tonight?"
Ah, yes. Well, to some of them.
I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna give Gurdak his eggs and see that there's Belle and Kaylin just go, I'll make more. Go back into the kitchen.
Yeah, where you belong.
Is that a character?
It is the next room over, so you can probably hear them talking.
Yeah.
I explain everything again.
Yeah, explain it to the rest
The
of the
exact same way.
He had a script that he had been performing. And
Yeah, basically.
So it's basically trying to intercept one of these trade routes to see if it is real.
Trigger out number 5.
and find our way into the
6.
tunnels.
Yes, we must get
Separate
into the
plan, but
tunnels.
still a plan.
I think.
So split the party.
Search for
Great
clues.
idea.
All the
Especially
people
when
that
you got
were
lost in
seen
the
by
dragon.
the prince go one way.
Yeah.
All the ones that weren't go the other way.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
I mean, so that's.
There was a lot of
Belle and
people. Like,
Caitlin.
the only ones that really brought attention to themselves were Belle and Caitlin.
Hmm.
Like, everyone else didn't really bring attention to
Shall we do
themselves.
anything to disguise them?
I can put egg on your face.
I like that idea.
I could do the classic make my hair black. But
So your head's like red, isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
all colorful.
Maybe don't set yourself on fire. That would help.
There's a lot of people in this city, and some of them have red hair, so I don't think it's going to be immediately like, it's this person. But yes, maybe don't set yourself on fire.
Your eggs. This is slice of toast.
Thank you, Ed.
Your eggs. You know, it would have helped. If you hadn't set yourself on fire. I'm just gonna put that out there. That was definitely a reaction. We can work on that. I didn't quite see what happened after that. There was blinding light, and I
How-
just kind of panicked, honestly, in a moment of
I'm like
just...
talking over her at this point. But how is
Layla?
Layla.
I'm sorry?
What?
Was she trampled?
She was attacked by the dragon, and then had a building fall on top of her.
Oh my god. Is she alright?
Yeah, she almost lost a leg, but she's okay. We fixed it.
Oh. Interesting.
She,
Why did a building fall on Layla?
because she was standing on the building.
Why was she standing on the building?
She was trying to bring attention to herself so that the rest of the party could escape.
That is quite sacrificial of her.
She
makes you change your opinion a little bit, don't you think?
Depends.
depends.
She did it for Belle.
She did it for Belle.
My
Why-
eyes are not meeting anyone at this point.
Why would she do it for Belle?
I'm just kidding.
You
I
saw
didn't know.
saw what happened with Bill at the start.
Well,
I saw him like burst into flames and shoot Elazrin, but I
Yeah.
didn't see her turn into Belle.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm sitting here going like, why is she sacrificing herself specifically for Belle?
She did what she does best and tried to draw attention to herself so that the rest could escape. In that respect, she took on his appearance.
Oh, so you're going in the sewers or tunnels, rather? Might be sewage, besides the fact. I believe my appearance grew dark, and I'm just going to address you by your actual name, Sirok.
Excuse me.
He was zoning out this whole conversation.
He's like, I'm not even here. I believe if we do want to split the party, if that is something that you would like to continue doing.
May I bring up another point? Do one want to be in a party with someone who is prone to such outbursts?
You would be in our group, dear, not the flame.
Okay.
And that's nothing against you.
Nothing
I
against you.
By the way, I'm laughing and smiling. I'm not. Bell's not.
Bell's just
Yeah.
stoic.
He's like not even like meeting eyes.
Do you need anything?
I trust Bell completely. He might have some anger stuff he needs to work on, but it's also understandable in the situation that happened.
I mean, I can only imagine Bill has succumbed to the past week.
I can assure you that it won't be happening again.
That's fine. If it does happen, it'll be next again. So.
There's 2 more benders. There's 2 more elemental benders that were part of the circus. It will never be happening again. I'm kidding, obviously. I wouldn't do that.
Just waiting.
He's gonna hunt down the entire circus. Kill them off
I
one
wouldn't
by
do that.
one.
That's terrible.
Well, if you do happen to catch a flame, you'll be next again. So, and I'm pretty sure smoke, fire, can't be
They'll all be okay.
probably fine, I believe.
Yeah, you hear them talk about smoke in relation to Gen, Sirab, and don't have a clue what they're talking about.
It won't be happening again.
Yeah, so you're spilling everyone else's secret except for yours. Have you found out?
I definitely believe that splitting up is definitely a choice, and I support it. I absolutely think that more eyes and more places can be a good thing. I do worry about people that we may run into. Is this something we should prepare for?
With what something you should do?
Groups of civilians. I would prefer not to shed this blood.
Oh, I see why we would be shedding it something.
I don't want anyone to get involved. Is the
Oh.
whole duck involved in this?
The what?
Oh, I don't know about the dog. No, you did. Did you explain it?
Yeah, you explained it while you were cooking.
The dog.
Well, I
You
guess
said
people
dog?
Yeah,
dog.
yeah, you know. I thought you said the dark.
I thought you said dog.
I said
The dog.
too.
Oh no, it's okay. It's I've arranged everything. It'll be just me working tonight, so I
At
should
that
be able to slip
warehouse.
in fairly undetected.
Sounds good. I
If
just,
others that happen to be in the way,
you know,
we'll
I just-
deal with that. We'll burn that bridge when we get to it, so to speak. Perhaps burn the bridge. Perhaps.
Again, no actual reaction. What is the plan tonight?
Saraki's going to work, as he should be. We have time to kill until the delivery is completed. Because it's
time,
gonna...
who are we killing?
Time.
There's an individual named Time.
No.
No, it's a,
There's an herb called Time.
We're smoking herbs now?
Aren't you like some sort of herbologist?
I am an herbologist. That's why I was rather confused if we were smoking Time or something as the lie has. I just would prefer, you know, it's if we could avoid killing, you know, that's my preferred route.
Understandable.
Yeah. It, you know,
You don't have to be the one to kill if it comes to it.
obviously, I
Everyone just keeps glancing down at your sword as
Yeah.
it's happening.
I wouldn't even, I don't even want to shed a drop of
I
blood.
read the mind of the sword.
You can try.
Oh heck yeah.
Do you have to do anything for it?
I mean, I guess it depends on what thing I use.
You know, what are you doing? Because if it's just your class thing, I think it just works, right?
Yeah. I try and talk to her sword with my mind.
There is.
Shit,
It just keeps getting quiet.
Is my sword gonna talk to me? By the way, the whole time you guys are like talking, I'm like obsessive.
Well, I guess first I just do an Arcana
Like
check to see
grabbing
if
my arm. It's like a nurse
I
Do an
thing.
Arcana
I'm just
check,
like, yeah, like touch your scar, but I'm just like making sure it's like it's wrapped, like there's no blood.
15?
It's definitely a magic sword, but you can't really tell anything.
Okay, well, I guess I have no reason to try and talk to it at this point.
Did they tell you? Oh no,
Yeah,
they
we're
told
gonna
you
look
about
Oh,
it.
they told me.
Yeah,
Yes.
they told you. So
Oh.
yeah, you try to talk to it, and you don't get anything from just trying to make a connection to it.
Okay. Okay.
And I don't hear anything.
You can hear.
Yes.
I'm reminding you.
Yes.
Are you okay?
Yesterday was an experience. I'm not gonna pretend it wasn't. It made me question some things, some directions I want to go. So there is that. By chance, have any of you did you see any of the Royal Guard up in close? Or was it just they were far away? I kind of ran. It was
Why?
a moment of weakness.
No. Why do you care about the guards?
I'm nervous. I'm not gonna lie. I'm rather nervous if they have seen us. Any of us.
The only guard I need to fear is
Lucian?
Lucian?
Talroth?
Talroth, yeah.
Talroth. Back in the circus, he took a good look at my features.
Do we suspect that they were back here?
You have
Travel
been there.
under cover of night.
I mean, in the city of Hyrule.
They are. They
They
rule
were-
from the city of Hyrule.
They were there yesterday.
They rule from the city of
Really?
Hyrule.
Yeah, they were the two chasing us.
Just to remind, you were aware of what we were signing up for, correct?
Yes. It's a little diverted from my initial goals and plans, but I'm more than happy to help. But I think taking down even parts of the Empire is ultimately a good thing in comparison to the Empire as a whole. I just worry that there are a lot of individuals, and there were a lot of individuals there yesterday, and that seeing a public execution was kind of triggering in some sort of way deep inside of me, and to see all of them there makes me question myself and my abilities, and I'm quite concerned, especially if going forward it means that blood might have to be shed.
We've seen what we can do. Twice. And if need be, we can handle taking the blow.
Now, you remember Hugo.
I do.
The situation that we dealt with in Ravenhold is nothing compared to what the Empire is doing to its people. There are millions of Hugos out there who need serve.
I
We already
understand.
see the game. We'll keep going.
And I'm willing to make this sacrifice to fight for Hugo. I just hope I don't lose myself along the way.
I speak for everyone.
I'm gonna grab plates and make myself busy and leave, go into the kitchen.
So tonight, warehouse alone. That's as far as we've gone.
Yeah.
It's up to you guys what you want to do in the meantime.
Uh,
You could check out the trade route, keep an eye on the cargo being delivered. You could try and investigate the underground base. Sirach discovered that it existed, but it seemed to be pretty secure from what he could find. So trying to get in there, I mean, I don't think you can try and get in there today, but you can try and investigate it a little bit. It's up to you.
But I'm just trying to be clear. So the plan at the warehouse is to just investigate what's there.
I suppose.
Yeah, from I don't know if it's Kalen or me, but from what Sirach and some of the other people that are part of the Resistance have figured out is that there are regular deliveries from Old Town to this specific warehouse in the docks, and it could be a decoy, it could not. We're not sure. That's what we're trying to figure out.
So
If
this
we
will
can
help us
the
eliminate
warehouse.
another route.
Yeah, we get into the warehouse, figure out if there's anything stored there. So maybe it's a good idea to pay
Which-
attention to
Which route would this be?
purple. Maybe it's a good idea to pay attention to the delivery, see if we notice anything, but
Yes.
they
shall
are
we go,
intentionally
sir?
inconspicuous.
I wouldn't mind staking out one of the routes and just watching the delivery.
Wonderful.
Does anyone else have anything they want to do? Or discuss? Or investigate?
Shall we go now?
I'm ready to go.
So, actually,
Are we settled on our group division? Is that alright?
Are we dividing? Where are we
Don't
going?
necessarily need to. Well, you are eventually going to go to your shift at work.
Right.
It doesn't start right this second, but it'll probably start about midday.
Right. So we should go ahead. I'm down there anyway.
Yeah.
So if anyone wants to join me,
I can join tonight as well. I'm not particularly invested
excellent.
finding things, but
Oh, you know, Hufflepuff.
I find that very offensive.
We're really good at that. Okay, let's go put on pants.
And as he stands up and just...
Uh-huh.
So it is his descendant.
It is his descendant. Was breakfast alright?
Thank you. It's very good. Did you like my grits?
They were grits.
I yell, it's
Yeah.
great from upstairs, even though you didn't make me anything.
You're welcome.
I guess alert me when it's time to go, and I'm gonna go back upstairs.
Kaelin says to me, now that I'm back in the capital, I have to meet up with a bunch of people in the Resistance, get reports in person, figure out plans.
Kaelin, I don't mean to be that person, and I entirely appreciate your generosity thus far. And I hope I'm not overstepping myself, but is there more incentive for this job?
Hey,
There's always more incentive.
No, we can get paid just.
We got paid for the last job. I'm just wondering, are we expecting like a similar rate? Is there like you get a bonus for every life you take? Like, you catch the big bad?
There's regular payments, of course, for every job completed. Are you in need of money?
No, absolutely fine. I'm just wondering. You know, I do wonder whether Resistance gets these funds. It is rather curious that your funds are seemingly endless.
I mean, we've been setting up this Resistance for a long time.
That does make sense. I do wonder. I mean, as far as the Resistance that I know, it's rather small. I guess what I'm saying is I appreciate your generosity from whether it is your own personal funds you're contributing or the actual group funds. Yeah, it is appreciated.
It's both personal funds, plenty of donations. You'd be surprised how many people. You'd be surprised how many people don't like the Empire. He says sarcastically. Just like everyone has resistance. It's like,
Do they send out tiding slips?
10%?
10%? Do you have little 12-year-olds walking around asking for money?
no. You're at least 14. I'm kidding.
Bad.
You're the one bringing it up. It's plenty of generous donations. They're the main contribution.
Well, either way, I appreciate your resolve.
So unless there's anything else, I have a whole day of meetings.
I'm gonna talk to you upstairs. Or you're already in your room?
I'm in my room, but
Okay. I'll just walk up and
He like leaves, and as he leaves, you kind of see him like change his face a little bit. Just magic. He has been seen now.
is he half brother? Is he
Oh, it's his stepbrother.
yeah?
I mean, that's a question to ask again about your family.
He doesn't have time to
He's just an
I
honorary
just don't know what to ask.
Britannian.
That's the problem.
You went upstairs. Were you going upstairs as well or not?
Yeah, I'm gonna talk to him. I was kind of not gonna go and be like, Vale, can I talk to you?
Is it time to go?
I don't think so. I just wanted a quick word. That's alright.
Sure.
Sorry. In the room. We're just talking. I'm gonna say yesterday's action was quite a lot, I'll admit. But working at the carnival for as long as I did. Working at the carnival, as long as I did see your relationship with Zell and how close you two were. And so I understand where you're coming from. And I just wanted you to know that I understand. And I'm always here if you need to talk.
I feel like he's not gonna like make any sort of reaction. Just
I'll let you be for now. And I'll walk back.
Sounds like soldiers marching.
There's the guards. Medieval city.
man for himself. I jump out the window.
Fine, yeah.
Bye, Nick!
So I'm asking because now there's no NPC there, which is great. You have a few hours before his shift even starts, and it's going to happen during his shift.
I'll probably go like.
So is there anything you guys wanted to do beforehand?
If no one's gonna like offer any, I'm gonna just go investigate one of the routes. I'll probably do because I want to stay nearby, so I'll probably look at like just observe like the orange route.
Okay.
And if people want to come with, that's fine. If not, I don't care.
Would you like any assistance?
If you have nothing better to do.
I mean, it appears that most of the trade routes end in Old Town. So.
Start in Old Town.
Start in Old Town, excuse me. So I feel that no matter where, we can cover more ground since the start of these routes. Maybe. Just anything? That's anything amiss?
And we're in Old Town right now, right?
No, you're in the Commons.
Oh.
Did I mark that map at all? No, it's supposed to be. I marked those ones. But
Oh.
It's like right where we
You said which one are you doing?
Orange.
I'm losing my accent.
The
Yeah,
circle in the Commons is the safe house.
It seems
I
that
have a lot of questions now.
So this is the little baby that was born.
Junior.
But this is him when he's in like his adult form.
Is that
Does he
still a
have that
binky?
on his board? Wow.
Is that still a binky?
Yeah.
so it appears that the purple and blue
He's autistic, it's just a chew.
seem to start at the beginning.
It's a chew.
Seem to start in the same spot.
I think it's a
Message that.
No, like, you know,
You're
these
doing
things
which
that
one?
we want to chew on to, like,
Because they start
satiate the need to fight.
It's out. Like me.
So he's basically just gonna keep an eye out, like specifically like right there when they start.
Again, everyone has. Does everyone know what they're doing? What do you guys do? In
So
particular,
we're going to orange. You're going to blue purple.
are you guys going to Old Town or are you staying around here?
I was gonna stay in this area because I want us to be close enough to meet him up at the
I'm
warehouse.
gonna go to Old Town because I'm actually gonna do a thing after.
I go ahead and head into work early and just like, listen around, see
Shoot
if
the
I can hear
breeze.
anything. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, in that case, if I'm the only one going to Old Town, I can just.
I mean,
I do tell
start
them
with
to
you.
meet me there
Uh,
around the time of the.
Wow. Okay.
I do tell them to meet me there at
If
night.
you want to come with me,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you may join.
I'll go with Gan to Old Town.
Maybe you can say like meet up 2 hours after nightfall. Or something.
Sure.
I just imagine Gan like walking all soldierly, just like, and I'm next to him like, so do you like flowers?
What's your
And
favorite
then
flower?
Lucian comes out of nowhere with a giant sword.
Chops off his face.
Like,
The head's still stuck in the helmet.
It's Dementor.
Okay. So you going again?
Yep.
it's not good.
So say you go into work and you're just shooting.
Yeah,
liberates,
yeah.
as you said.
Just fine, my dear.
Let me shit this.
We're getting straight to him.
No, he's just a dog.
He's a dog.
He's just going in.
By the way, I'm still exhausted, so I had disadvantage on like.
Oh,
So,
I have disadvantage on like everything.
Nothing else.
yeah.
Okay. We'll go. You guys are actually walking over there, so we'll just say that you guys are walking. Are you doing anything while you're walking to Old Town? Because it does take a bit of time to get around. The city.
I'm picking flowers and seeing if there are herbs.
You're picking flowers in the city.
I'm guessing there's weeds.
You're picking weeds.
Yeah.
Okay, you pick weeds.
I pick weeds and the
You see-
dandelions, and I'm like, right in Gen's face. I'm
Actually,
trying
breathe in and out at one point.
Start joking, guy just keeps walking.
I'm like on the ground seizing.
Okay, so this may or may not matter. Are you taking a specific way of getting? Are you just going to a route and following a route that way, or are you kind of just heading straight for the building?
I mean, we have the map, right?
Yeah, you have.
Right. Alright, so we have a couple of choices here. If you want, we can each follow one of the two routes since they both cross here. Or we can just take whatever route together and get you know.
Wasn't one of the routes specifically going to be used today?
But that's not until the night.
Unless you
No,
want us
the
to-
route will be during the day,
Other than
but like you're not gonna investigate it during the day. You're not gonna break into a warehouse in the docks during the day.
yeah.
No, but we could get close to, like, where...
Yeah, you take like that's what I'm saying. It's like you could get to the purple one and then walk the purple one to the building. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Maybe we don't follow the exact route, but maybe
Follow
we
close.
follow closely to it then.
Alright, we can do that then.
Could also ask individuals if they've seen anybody.
We can try and
Maybe I'll do the asking, you all rather intimidate. That hasn't changed.
he'll just like lean forward a bit and say, "Here we go."
That's fucking scary, dude. What the fuck? I swear I have nightmares about you.
Okay, you guys. So you're just going close to the purple route, basically.
Well, do you want us both to go purple because blue also crosses through here, so you could follow.
But it
purple
only
and
crosses it like in Old Town, let's say.
Right before.
Well, the point is like you're walking the routes to get to the blue and purple building. You guys are heading to the blue and purple building. Is the plan? Are you trying to walk one of the routes as you're going there?
I would
Because
say
you might
follow-
as well.
I
Like,
would do the
that's what I'm
purple
saying.
one.
It's like you might as well walk it and see if there's a carriage or something.
Yeah.
And what I'm trying to do is like, she can follow one because they both cross here.
Yeah, that both makes sense.
So she can take purple, I can take blue, and then because they both meet up in Old Town at the
That's
same.
pink.
Yeah, blue is a lot further away.
I meant pink.
Yeah, okay, I see
I'm
what you mean.
colorblind.
No, so what yeah, I get what he's saying. So you guys are at the safe house. You see where the safe house is?
Yes.
The two closest routes are pink and blue.
Yes.
Are you going to walk separately on those routes until you get to the purple one,
And we meet up at the purple.
and then you meet up at the purple one, and then keep walking the purple to get to the house where the purple one's coming from? Is what he's saying.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Get to the house where the purple one is coming
You guys are here.
from. Yeah.
He's saying you take blue, for example. He takes pink. You both walk along until you get to purple here, and then follow purple to the building.
I mean, we could do that. I don't feel like it would
I
hurt
mean,
if we
blue and purple
explored more
meet up.
routes.
Blue and purple at the same building.
But your mission is to go to the purple. That's what his plan is.
Yeah, we'll eventually meet up at the purple. I feel like if we even just
Are
get
you
to...
splitting up then?
Yeah, we could split up at the beginning.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like we split up at the beginning and then we meet up together in one of the
At
locations.
the purple, because
Stephen.
the gate into Trade Quarter has intersections of like 4.
So do you want me to take pink then? I can take pink and you can take blue, and then we'll meet up at where the purple starts in the trade quarter.
If you want to, because blue does seem to be a little longer, so
Yeah, I figure you're faster.
I can get out faster.
Okay.
Because he's a voice in his mouth.
Okay.
I think it's blue.
You do a perception check for getting to the trade quarter. This is like you're walking along the pink one and you get to the entrance of the trade quarter. This is for the entire thing. You do one as well.
Perception?
Or investigation, if you want to do that. That's the same thing in this instance.
15.
That'll be 21.
Okay. You said you were taking... You don't really see anything out of the ordinary on yours. You don't see anything out of the ordinary until you get to the entrance of trade. And there's a carriage being pulled by 2 horses following the orange route. Obviously, there are just carriages here in general, but this is like the one that kind of just... It sticks out because it doesn't stick out. It's a fully covered wagon with 1 person on the front of it, leading 2 horses. Fully covered, can't see it at all.
Are we meeting? So did we meet up at the start of trade quarter at the same time?
Yeah, you basically... No. Yeah, your movement's faster, so it would be about the same time. But he's the one that sees it.
So I'll see it.
But you see it as it's kind of already in the commons, walking this way. Your plan, Bell and Grudok, was the orange one, right? So you know that their plan is to watch the orange. So you don't necessarily need to follow it because they're going to be watching. But that's your choice, obviously.
I'll just. Well, so is it like covered in like a tarp or something?
No, it's like fully wooden carriage. It's kind of weird in that respect. It's literally like almost like a box. Like it'd be like if this was just a box of wood being pulled by 2 horses.
Quick question. So there's like no guards like surrounding.
Nope.
Okay. Can they see when I do the thing? Can they see like the trace of it?
Oh, the key awareness thing? What do you mean? Oh, the other thing. They can't see it.
They won't be able to like see the actual.
Like you were talking about the players?
Yeah,
Like the characters, I mean?
the characters, yeah.
No, they can't see it. Because the key thing, then only you can see it. I mean, unless they can see key. Did you guys secretly see key without?
Maybe. I guess we'll never.
I guess we'll never know.
And just. I want to try to like kind of walk by it and kind of with like an arrow kind of like just stick it into the back of it.
Do a stealth check.
Good luck.
Good.
14.
Stick an arrow into the carriage.
Sorry, you stuck an arrow through the carriage?
Yeah, so like I just stuck it
So
in.
like mark it kind of?
Yeah, so just mark it.
This is the same one that's on the orange route, or is this?
Yes, this is the orange
so,
route.
We will see this eventually.
so you'll see it.
Maybe you will.
That way it's
I'm
like
exhausted.
more.
I'm a little distracted by the way.
What is level 1 exhaustion? Is that ability checks?
Disadvantage on.
Ability checks and saving throws?
Honestly, so.
We might have not been the best
Not
duo,
saving throws.
because I'll probably be a little
Disadvantage on
distracted.
ability checks.
Because I might be looking for something.
Okay, you do that,
Okay.
and then you're going to follow the Bell route now.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we'll cut to Bell, Rudolph. Where on the orange route are you chilling?
I kind of wanted to watch, like in this path, like between the purple and pink, just kind of like along there.
Okay.
I wanted to be kind of toward the end of the route.
Okay. Cool.
Is it, you're talking about like this part right here?
Sorry, between the purple and the pink, where it meets up, between those two. So where it leaves the pink area, and like right here.
It's connected to pink and then
Oh,
it's
okay.
connected to purple, but in between that's orange.
Yeah, like along there.
Okay.
Okay. So like, you guys keep walking along the purple one. It takes about 20 or 30 minutes for the carriage to get to where you guys are. Do perception checks with advantage because you're walking out.
Okay, so straight roll for me.
Yeah, straight roll for you.
It was perception.
9.
9.
I swear what I rolled the first time. I think it was a 13.
Okay, yeah.
So I think I have 18.
Okay. And you see the carriage. I mean, you both see it, but you're the only one that kind of
Notices it.
notices it really, and you see an arrow sticking out of it.
There's an arrow in the back of that carriage.
Oh, sorry.
Not yours.
Yeah.
You didn't like sleepily just.
I mean,
Maybe we should follow that for a little bit.
sure. I'm gonna.
And you guys like start following it. Do stealth checks.
If I stay in the shadows,
Yeah.
so that means I have rolled with advantage, so it's straight.
Yeah.
Ah, not 20.
Oh damn.
That is a 26.
19.
Okay. You guys follow it for as long as it goes until it gets to.
I forgot, it doesn't give me advantage, it gives me bonus 1. I'll roll again. Okay, so that's a 16.
Okay. No, you guys follow it. You manage to. I mean, you guys don't notice anyone else following it, so it's just you follow it sneakily. It gets to the entrance to the docks. The person jumps down and talks to the person that's at the entrance to the docks. They wave them through. Are you messaging me? Okay. I was like,
I'm just reviewing some things.
okay. Our notes. Okay. I'm curious what you're reviewing. Yeah, but it gets to the point where it like goes to the docks, so you guys can keep following it because you have to kind of.
Yeah, I'll follow at this point. We already know where it goes to, though, right?
Yeah, you know it goes to a warehouse.
What are the kinds of things that we're trying to figure out? Like, are we looking like, does it seem more heavily guarded than it looks like, kind of thing? Like,
Yeah,
what are
you're
we
just trying to gather all the information you can.
What do
Because
I-
none of them really look different. Like, every single one of them doesn't have guards following it.
Okay. Here's my plan.
And it has one driver.
I have some food with me. I'm going to speak with animals.
Okay.
And I want to get, like, if there's a bird or, like, a rat or something that I could, like,
Okay.
try to convince.
Oh, there's definitely rats
and
stuff.
try to bribe to, like, when we get close to the warehouse, I want them to, like, sneak in and observe and come back and report, basically.
I like it.
So that's my plan. I'm gonna use
I do
that.
have hockey as well.
Don't
Oh,
have
dang it.
Don't have Hawk now.
Oh, I didn't summon him.
Crap. You can, it just takes you 10 minutes to do it.
I'll do that.
You start doing that.
Can I like do other stuff on Midnight, or is it like I have to, like
it's
sit and
not-
magic?
No, it's like literally casting a spell for 10 minutes or something.
I'll
and it
wait just in
takes-
case something happens.
Is it 10 minutes?
It is,
Oh,
It's either
Yeah, that is
10 minutes and 10 gold. It requires gold, I know that much. It says like something in gold on like BS.
Maybe I'll wait just in case something happens. If we need to.
Yeah. Do an investigation check to try and find a rat or something.
Oh, okay. Okay. So that's, yeah, straight roll. So not straight roll, but I get no modifiers. But it's a 17 with disadvantage.
Nice. Yeah, you find one after like 5-10 minutes or something.
Okay.
Speak with animals. How does it work exactly?
So I want to do it. I want to time it so that, like, when they are, like, getting close to the thing, I want to. Anyway, it takes 10 minutes, or it lasts 10 minutes. Sorry. Basically, I can communicate with animals during that time.
Okay.
So I'm gonna, once I find one, I'm gonna communicate with it, cast a spell.
Tell it to follow.
Yeah, and tell it to follow. I'm gonna, like, bribe it with food. I'm gonna give it some now and basically say,
Yeah,
or
like,
when you give me some good information. I'm gonna give it kind of information to look for, like, are the people in there, like, heavily armed? Like, what are they delivering? Like, any information like that. Are there secret compartments? Things like that.
The rat goes off. And
You know, I might as well. I'm gonna try to get other, like, animals to do that too. Because why not?
are you doing anything in particular, or are you just kind of
Me?
chilling at the docks and working?
I don't know what I'd be doing, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, really, you're just kind of working because you're just covering a shift to make sure there's no one else there when you guys.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Call if we need you.
How?
What do you got? You guys
I'll shout.
just keep
Okay,
following her
sounds
up. Do another perception check or investigation.
Bold of you to think I'm gonna answer.
14.
We're dying. We're literally getting murdered.
Okay.
It's like
You guys get all the way to the house and you don't see a carriage.
And we don't see, like, there's nothing, like, along the way that shows, like, maybe tracks that have been...
No, there's tracks. It's a road in the city. There's always tracks. There's people walking around the streetlights. You're in the trade quarter now, so there's shops and everything. People selling stuff. But, like, you don't see the carriage on the journey there. Right? Are you guys just going to chill out and watch and stuff? You get to the building where it apparently, like, is loaded up or whatever. You're just going to chill?
I mean, I think I want to find, like, a building or maybe a street across from the purple warehouse. I just kind of station myself, maybe sit down against a wall and put my hood up and kind of sit like a baker. If that makes sense.
Yeah, you can do that.
You know, trying to find like an alleyway or something that I can just like sit in the shadows.
Do investigation checks for finding
Wrong.
decent
It's
house.
Yes.
That's you too. Investigation check.
12.
21.
Shit.
Okay. I mean, yeah, you situate yourself. Are you in your full armor and stuff?
Yes. I'm in my chainmail. I have my cloak kind of sitting on top of me, so I'm kind of sitting in on myself. Trying to make myself seem as small as possible.
Okay.
Do I need to put on a performance? Do you want a performance deception check?
You find a decent hiding spot. Did you stay on a roof?
No, I'm waiting out.
17, bitch.
Okay. And you're like, money for the boy.
I'm asking for, yeah, I have...
Alms.
Alms
Now-
for the
now-
poor.
Now that Sugar Daddy got a picture of me.
He said he might compensate us or whatever.
He might. He doesn't know.
Even though he's like super rich and will pay us.
Even though he's super rich and for whatever reason he's supplying the resistance with his own funds. That's kind of
Some of it is.
I wonder how he.
Wonder what
What if he was like born in the money, you know?
He has a son out.
He's a son of. He has like an uncle or something.
You guys are not going to figure that out in character for a while.
Yeah.
I just thought it was a cool dramatic thing.
Yeah.
Of course you did. Jerk.
So you guys just settle in. Are you trying to be sneaky? Or because you'd have to do a stealth check.
Yeah, just be sneaky, hide in like the shadows.
Yeah.
That is a 24. No, 25.
Oh yeah, you're good. You are not being noticed much at all, surprisingly. You guys are just gonna sit out until you see anything, basically. So we're gonna cut back to Bill and Gruder. So the rat is coming back to talk to you. Is that what's happening?
Yeah, I want him to report.
I think we're just,
Nothing too hard.
I don't know what anything is. I don't know how you second it.
yeah, he's like, whoa,
You
food.
see me like talking to this rat, and you're like, are you?
Yeah, you're crazy. Since when can you do that?
Sorry, I lost it.
So yeah, the rat comes back to you after whatever amount of time, and it kind of just starts explaining to you like it stopped outside of a warehouse. The warehouse was kind of rectangular, but also had like an office at the back. Some what looked like I can't speak like a rat. It was basically like some kind of manager, overseer or whatever, walked out with like 2 workers out of the building and unpacked everything into the warehouse, and it was just inconspicuous brown crates basically.
I like that there seems to be a lot of inconspicuous things happening.
Well, it's a brown crate. It's not anything noticeable about it. It's a big crate.
It's a crate.
How much more time do I have? Like, would you say with this spell?
2 minutes maybe.
Okay, I'm gonna give them the rest of food that I offer.
Sorry, we could have used hockey as well. After last night, I totally forgot to re-summon him.
Resummon is
Basically, anytime anyone references yesterday at all, I'm just like.
Yesterday.
So anyway, yesterday. Oh, you were there yesterday. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
I saw that.
You have that information. Are you going to do anything?
Are you gonna tell
I'm
me?
gonna tell. Yeah. So it seems like there was an office. I don't know.
It's kind of like the office is attached to the back of the warehouse.
Yeah.
So like you go into like a double door. It's a rectangular building, and then at the back of it, there just seems to be some kind of office.
I mean, it was just the office manager and 2 workers, so I don't know how important it might be. But again, if they're trying to cover it, maybe they would not have a lot of guards. So it might be easy to just overrun too. If you needed.
But, I mean, yeah, I don't know. We could try.
Just you and me.
Oh, yeah, I mean, you're disadvantaged right now.
Just on general ability checks.
It's just on general ability checks.
I'm still in top fighting condition, though.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
No, my eyes hurt somehow.
Yeah, my eyes hurt. I
My
can't see
senses-
very well, but I can still shoot.
I can still shoot somehow.
Yeah.
Just perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's the question.
Except
Are
for
you guys doing
yesterday.
anything? Or
If you want, we're both fairly stealthy. We can try. Well, we're both normally fairly stealthy. I think we can try to. We can maybe stumble in on accident and.
Like drunken idiots, maybe?
Yeah, why not?
We could do get help.
Maybe don't.
We can do help!
to get help.
Okay.
That's
Maybe
funny.
don't be on fire.
Get help! He's on fire!
I'll be the distraction. I'll just burst into
He's
flames
on fire.
and run into the ocean or whatever. Anyways,
So it is kind of like the docks are not just completely open. That's the thing. There is like a gate. There's like big gates guarded by a couple people. So the rat just kind of walked past. The gates are open. What's that?
Can you let us in?
yeah, let's.
Yeah, are they at the same docks I'm at, right?
Yeah,
we're,
they
we're
are at the same
like
ones
right
we're
here
working
though.
at.
You're like over here.
Oh, okay.
But
Yeah.
So if you could get a hold of me, I can let you in.
only Hockey were here.
Hey, well, I mean, I can. Would he even be able to understand that? I can message.
I can
Can I
communicate
do
with
that?
creatures, right? My telepathic thing works for creatures, I'm pretty sure.
Oh. What does it say specifically? That's a good point.
They would have to have like a minimum intelligence or something.
Probably not.
Hockey's kind of stupid. He's been stuck with Rudok for a while.
No, Hockey's a smart one because he has.
Well, no,
He has the 2 buttons.
Sticking with Grudok because Grudok's the only one that survived the shipwreck.
Yeah, it just says creature. Like,
Well, 2 now.
Does it say that it needs to speak a language?
Maybe I inherited him.
Maybe he's your dad reincarnated.
yeah, you have to speak the same language.
Oh, sure, wait,
Does he speak
Maybe
the
you-
language?
Well, the
On
owl does.
the
I mean,
Kraken
the
into
Hockey doesn't. But if you were like,
Hockey doesn't what?
man, I need to look at Find Familiar. It depends how Find Familiar works.
We know Shirok is here. I could summon Hockey. It takes like 10 minutes. And maybe he can communicate.
You also could have been summoning Hockey by the time, like, because it took 10 minutes for the spell to take effect. So like, you could have done it during that time.
I was worried you might need.
Oh, fair enough. Well, I mean, I was just sitting there waiting for a rat.
Okay, you can see through its eyes and hear what it hears, but you can't. You're not inhabiting it, so you wouldn't be able to read Hockey's mind and talk to you.
Never mind, I didn't.
Would I recognize Hockey?
Would you recognize Hockey?
I did travel with him for a while.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I will
That's
probably
fine.
know to follow Hockey, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Let me summon Hockey and maybe we can get Token.
I mean, this might be
So-
a very obvious thing. You could also like write a note and give it to Hockey.
Yeah.
No.
There's something that I'm wanting to try too. So
I can't use my cool powers.
We could write a note. That's an idea as well.
Sometimes
I
the
will
basic
do that.
answer is the correct answer.
So Emily, are you sure that Hockey's is someone?
Who has the higher intelligence, Hockey or you?
I don't want that.
I don't want to look that up. It's definitely
Just make you
true.
sad.
I won't be ready for the answer.
Yeah.
That's
So
hilarious.
We'll summon Hockey, send him a quick note to Sirach.
Make sure you
Someone rate me a
deduct the gold.
Oh, yeah. And
Right. You have literally a stack of paper right there.
But I'm not going to rip out a paper to give to you.
Yeah. Don't waste paper on Sirach.
he doesn't need it. I'll just write a note. Say,
Yeah, you summon Hulky after 10 minutes, and then
yo, bro, let us in the gate.
what note are you writing? This is really funny.
Yeah, well, I'm summoning you.
It's
can
called
write it.
roleplay, Kyle.
Okay.
Maybe you should get
Okay.
into it.
I'm the one that's like giving notes to people before and stuff.
You have to
Yeah, and you see Hulky come down and just
Sirach,
slows down to you.
we need you. You spelled it wrong.
I spelled the way she spelled it.
She
CRO.
spelled it
Oh.
wrong.
I told
Okay.
it like the vodka.
Oh, okay.
It's S-E-R-A-C.
So it takes him a second to realize you're talking about him. What is his intelligence? Yeah, it's just plus one.
-1.
That's not bad. That's above average.
Or a medium.
He's more wise and charismatic, which you might not totally believe. Sirach, we need you to follow this bird. Pirate plus flame.
Power plus flame!
Those are code names?
Yep.
It's probably good you wrote it that way. He doesn't remember your names.
I want you to get like mixed up with this.
Somehow it gets to me. Okay, you get that message. Hulky is just flapping there and starts sleep, going back to the entrance of the doors.
My coworker that's standing to the side is like, "What the fuck?" I'm like,
Yeah,
"Don't
so you
worry
get-
about it, mate.
Don't worry about it, mate. And then you start following
It's
Hulky.
from
my
beloved
lover.
bird."
Okay.
Oh. Damn it, you left, my dude.
You start following Hulky back to the entrance of the docks, and Hulky kind of flies through, and you guys are kind of standing on the other side, presumably.
Wait, how do you do that? Did I hold it out?
Yeah.
I make sure to look like I'm just a stupid guy following a bird, and not like,
Wow.
you know. I make sure to not look like Brett.
You're like walking around like.
Exactly. Exactly.
You get to like the entrance of the docks, and there's a couple like guards standing there. They're not really guards. They're kind of just they're town guards. They're very much not like royal guards or anything like that. And they like recognize you and say hi, and
Hi.
it's like, "Hi, Sirach. How's it going?"
Oh,
You know
I
your
don't
real
use my
name?
real name.
Oh,
It's
hi.
Chris.
Not real name. Hi, Chris. How's it going?
Oh, great guys.
Great, guys.
You don't have to say that.
We just got some maintenance people here to work on some of the pipes
Oh.
Okay, definitely do a deception check.
with advantage.
No, you're not with advantage.
Pipes at the dogs.
What pipe?
Pipes at the dogs.
23.
I can't believe that. I literally rolled a 20. I rolled a natural 20, but you still got higher.
God.
And they're like, "That's weird, but okay." I'm not sure what pipes you're working on, but
Why is this working?
because I rolled natural 20 and he rolled higher somehow.
He knows what he's talking about.
You know
And you
those
guys
door
walk past
pipes.
and walk past the guards and walk into the docks, and you see just warehouses on the left, warehouses on the right. There's the ocean right there. It looks
Been
pretty.
seeing warehouses all my life.
What do you guys say to Sirach, and what are you doing?
We saw a carriage follow
They had an arrow.
following the orange route.
We're just gonna take a look at this here warehouse.
Oh,
Just for fun.
yeah. Let's go look at the pipes.
I look at them.
Okay. Are you guys gonna just head? Are you guys all three of you gonna head over there, or are you gonna go back to work or whatever? It's up to you. It doesn't matter.
Maybe
What?
we should go back.
He can take a break if he wants. He's got a 15-minute break every 2 hours.
Well, plus if you guys just walk in there and he's not there,
Yeah,
Maybe
I'm
like
tagging
wire.
along.
Well,
for now.
yours, you are working to the left as you go into the docks. The orange rat is to the right, so you wouldn't be going. If you went to the right, you wouldn't be going to where you were.
Okay. Anyway, yeah.
Will they know you somehow?
I mean, I'm a very social guy.
Be a distraction.
So yeah, I follow you guys.
Give them your like
around.
chlamydia sandbags.
It's so
Sorry, what?
You guys, are you
What a
just,
coincidence.
what are you trying to be stealthy? What are you trying to do?
I want to be socially stuff. I want to blend in.
Okay. But what are you trying to do?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, I want to like just get an idea of like around the
Of the
warehouse,
layout
and then I want to find the easiest access to get in without people noticing. If I could try that.
Okay. I need a marker.
This is where we die.
Like a phoenix, we will rise from the ashes. Or is that just me?
Can you do that?
I mean,
I believe
we
you.
know what happens when I go down. What happens?
That's
when
what
you
most
go
of the
down?
warehouses look
I mean,
like.
I have gone down before.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, I think I've gone down twice now,
With
at
the
least.
crows.
I got down with the crows. No, maybe just once.
Right here is what most of the warehouses look like. This is the entrance. These are 2 windows. This is the window. This is the office. But it's not. It's part of the thing, obviously. From the outside, it just
Okay. We could try this the social way.
Louder.
We are inspectors.
Either them.
Pipes?
They're here for the pipes. Let's do it.
I am going to like make myself look like a worker, so I'm gonna like give myself some soot. You know?
Do you want to give me some of that?
Sure.
I'm all silly.
And then I'm performing a plan.
You performing a plan?
No, I'm forming a plan. sorry.
Performing a
We're
plan.
forming.
I will be performing a plan in a moment.
I feel like this is the longest day of my life.
You can't remember. It's only been 3 hours since we started.
I don't feel good.
Okay. We're going to inspect for any sort of structural damage. We are going to find some burns.
Are these cold? Help!
What?
These cold. Also, share the tissues, dude.
Oh, sorry.
Just hand me like a jerk off amount.
Yeah.
That's not. That is.
That is true. Sorry.
We're going to have them evacuate while we inspect the rest of it once we find some burn marks and structural damage, which will give us time to investigate.
What the fuck is happening? I feel like I'm doing more drugs than
You
I
might
have.
Yeah, I feel like we're like way overcomplicating this. Let's just walk in the building.
Well, what are they going to say when we walk in?
Hi.
What are they going to
inspect
say?
things?
Hi,
Right.
we're here to inspect your pipes.
I'm assuming,
There are no pipes here.
assuming your performance is a bit higher than mine.
Oh, my performance is definitely higher.
I'll
My
let
performance
half
is
that.
higher than both of yours.
No, it's
No, it's
not.
not.
Mine's a plus 4.
Worst case
Mine's a plus
scenario, I charge them.
Yep, I-
Worst case scenario, they're killed.
And he is
I-
a sucker performer.
He can charm people and stuff. He's got psychic abilities.
Yeah.
I don't think we should need to kill people, but
Just go in the building, goddammit. Act like a drunken fool. You get help. Something.
we have a plan. We're going in.
Okay,
Okay.
go to the
I'm
entrance of the
going
building.
first.
You go to the entrance of the building.
Did you hear the
And the door's locked.
The wagon is not there.
Did they leave?
It was unloaded. The wagon.
Sorry, the workers.
Unloaded the time you guys have been dying.
We're going to investigate what's there, not.
They're investigating inside, not the wagon.
The wagon's gone.
The wagon is gone.
Where did it go?
They cleared out the
wagon's
warehouse. They
gone.
saw you a mile away.
Hey, calm down.
Just
We're never
talking
gonna
about
finish if we
help.
keep distracting. The wagon is gone. There can still be people in the building.
Impossible.
With
One
the
of the
wagon
workers
gone?
is standing
No.
outside the front door. It's a double door.
Do I know him?
What would you roll for that?
Recognition.
Do a
like,
charisma.
I should know if I know him, right? Like,
no, do a
that's
straight charisma check. That's what the rolls are
a
for.
charisma check?
Yeah, you said you're social, aren't you?
You're a charisma chick. I'm very charismatic.
That literally just means the charisma modifier.
Okay, cool.
Hi.
22.
Yeah, you know this person.
Okay, cool.
That's pretty.
His name is David.
His name is David. Do I know anything else about him?
He's got black hair and a shaggy beard.
Do I know any
Wife and a kid at
personal
home.
details?
No, you don't know personal details. You
Cool.
don't work on this side of the dock, but you've met him and talked to him maybe once or twice. You know his name.
Okay, cool. Yeah, but like we're tight, right?
No! He has talked to you once or twice.
You were friends, work-wise.
You might have gone to break at the same time or something.
Huh? What?
I'm just galaxy braining over here over nothing.
Oh, okay.
I was like, your name backwards is Caress, which is close to Chris.
You were way overthinking that.
Yeah, that's what I did. That's why I did that.
The mystery has been revealed.
Okay, screw it. No, I feel good about this. I walk up and I'm like, hey, David, you remember me, right?
Yeah, Chris, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Chris.
What you doing on this side of the docks?
Oh, you know, so here's the weird thing, right? Like the boss, I know the boss's name, right? Like the guy over the whole docks.
Oh, over the whole docks, yeah.
Yeah.
But he's not the boss of this area.
Oh, sure, but like the guy who manages the building, so would like be in charge of hiring maintenance.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. What's his name?
Andrew.
Yeah. So anyway, David. So yeah, it's a weird thing. Like I bumped into Andrew earlier. Like I don't know why
so
he
much.
just like put this on me, right? But like, so anyway, he told me to like hire some guys to come like do maintenance on the building. I know, right? Like what?
Yeah,
So
it's
anyway,
strange.
like they're here. Like I don't know. They need to get in here for something. I don't know. Something.
Do a persuasion check.
Cool. 14?
Your dumb luck is.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I do have +5 persuasion.
Yeah,
Jesus.
it's like, that's kind of weird, but sure, whatever.
Cool, yeah, we're just gonna breeze past you here.
I mean, okay, I guess. Just don't touch anything.
Okay.
You guys walk in.
We're in the building.
There's a worker inside, just doing random shit.
Yeah, how many other people are inside?
Just
the
one that you can see.
And then the office.
And the
Are these
office.
the ones that we saw?
Yeah.
Okay. So it sounds like there's probably just 3 total. Good sign.
Just walk around like we know what we're doing.
As long as you walk with confidence,
Hockey looks
nobody's
through
gonna
like the
question
back
it.
window. Maybe. See what's in
Can we get an idea of like where like the newest shipment of crates might be?
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of close to the front. This is not anything important. I just made a warehouse thingy.
You don't die. Right on fire.
I legit
If we
don't
like
remember
F
why
up,
we're
they're
even
gonna know
here.
we're on
Because this is one of the
Oh.
routes.
it. You made this?
So yeah, you guys just walk in, and there's just shit everywhere, basically.
Ew. Right.
There is a path to
Good
the
shit.
back, but there's like it's all along the left, all on the right. There's a couple like tiny little aisle thingies, but mostly it's just.
Just walk with confidence.
Where's the guy?
I strut confidently.
He's just
Towards
busying
us.
himself on the left,
Okay, cool.
moving some boxes, making the boxes straighter.
Over here.
Yeah.
Conversion therapy for boxes.
My brain hurts.
So, I realize.
So many drugs.
So I'm just gonna be looking around like in like I'm gonna be looking around the crates, but really just looking at the crates and trying to see if I can.
Okay. Do investigation check, deception check, either or. Everyone can do it
Deception,
if
I think,
you're all
is better.
looking, but
Sure.
Man, what are we we doing?
Investigation or
Fucking.
perception?
Well,
You're
that's
the one
gonna
asking
be.
for money. I'm just standing.
It's gonna be
in
a
the
big
alley.
total with disadvantage.
You said investigation or
Yeah.
perception? Yeah.
15.
We get disadvantage?
No, he has disadvantage because
Oh,
his
yeah.
checks are in disadvantage.
That means I get dirty 20.
Okay. What are you looking for, I guess? You kind of just, like, inspecting them.
If only we had some detect magic.
Because basically everything kind of
Oh.
looks...
Oh gosh, Dave.
Oh, hey, I have that.
I send a message. Chris, you wanna...
So basically, as you're looking, you kind of just... All the crates look just like basic crates. Like, that's the point. It's just... Stuff is stored here in crates. Barrels, maybe.
Those are their stuff.
I guess I detect magic.
Okay. What do you... How does it work again?
I can sense the presence of magic within 30 feet. If I sense magic in this way, I can use my action to... Oh, wait. Yeah, I just see magic stuff and can learn.
You don't see any magic stuff.
No magic stuff.
Because there's no magic stuff in any of the
That's
crates.
absolutely crazy. I hate all of this. I'm going back to work.
No,
What
this
has
is
been
good.
the point?
No, this is good. We
can
can
eliminate
mark
the
off
trade
this
route.
route.
Yeah, you can mark off this trade route. That's the point.
I don't know why everyone's upset.
I'm upset.
Chris Topher is done.
Christopher goes back to work on the other side of the
Do
building.
they have to be
just done it
magical
without
though?
having to like do all this shit.
It's 30 feet. You kind
They
of have
stood
to be in
outside
there
of
to
this
be sure.
building like.
You have
"What
to be
the
in the
fuck are we
building to be
doing
sure.
for
minutes.
how long?
It's only like 30 minutes.
Okay, back to the other two. You guys sit there for an hour or two,
Do
whatever.
I get any money?
Do a charisma check or persuasion check, I guess.
Wait, what are you
Persuasion?
doing?
I'm panhandling,
She's begging
bitch.
for money.
No, they're panhandling outside of the building of one of the watches.
Oh, fuck.
For persuasion?
Yeah.
25.
Roll 5d6s.
Do you need any?
I need one.
No, he said 5.
6, 5, 2, 1, 4.
What's the total of that? I'm like, I can't do math that fast.
6, 5, 2, 1, 4.
Okay, hold on.
That's
6,
the big
7,
number.
12, 14, 16.
You get 1 gold, 8 silver. Wait, 16? 1 gold, 6 silver.
1 gold, 6 silver.
Yummy.
Yay!
Okay, about 2 hours has passed. It's early afternoon now. Because I don't fucking know what time it is anymore.
I thought it was already early afternoon.
And the carrot, no, it was not really.
Okay.
You started work about 10. Your shift is 12 hours.
Oh my
Oh my god!
Oh.
Yeah. It's a
I'm
dog
sorry.
work, yeah, of course it's a long shift.
Jeez,
Um,
what are you getting paid for this, man?
It's
Uh,
not much.
bread day.
Yeah, it's not much. As it was probably maybe 3 copper a day. No, it's 3 copper an hour.
Dude, that's not worth
I'm
That-
kidding. It's 3 copper an hour.
I'm adding that to my monies.
You can. Eventually, a carriage pulls up to outside the building, and people inside the building start loading it up.
Does it have
with
an
crates.
arrow on it?
No, it doesn't have an arrow.
Okay.
I'm gonna walk up to Gen, and I'm gonna, like, shake my little pouch of money. I'm just gonna be like, bitch!
Do you discover where he is? Do a perception check.
Oh yeah.
So good at perception. Let me check.
Roll terrible.
24.
Okay, yeah, you see him eventually. It takes you like 30 seconds, but you eventually find him.
I walk up to you and I just go, bitch. Bitch.
You guys are doing this as it's being loaded up. After like
Across
5
the
or
street
10
to
minutes.
each other.
These dock workers are like loading shit.
They're not dog workers! They're not dog workers!
I'm over the corner like, I'm gonna work this dog!
Calm down, we're
What?
never gonna finish.
That's what she
We
said.
could have been done 20 minutes ago.
That's
We
also what
couldn't
she said.
Okay, after 5-10 minutes, it's finished loading up. Someone gets on top and starts leading it along the purple path.
Alright.
We should follow them.
Did you ever just get on top of the purple path?
Stop.
Oh, because it was loaded.
Yes, it just finished loading.
As unloading.
No, they loaded it up.
Yeah.
Am I
they did.
mistaken? Is that not the purple route? Purple route?
Purple pop.
Yes.
What is the word?
Purple powers.
I think someone gave me a cold. Probably from sitting on those streets. Oh, goodness. We should follow them,
Back on the streets when
regardless.
you were
I will literally
Should
kill
we
you.
follow them or should we?
That'd be number 5.
Should we follow them or should we try to break into the warehouse? Investigate.
I can do detect magic.
This is not a complete warehouse where the stuff is coming from. It's kind of like
Okay.
half warehouse, half like
And it's that big, right?
regular building. What?
Right.
It's like.
No, those are the dock warehouses.
Fuck! Okay, how big are these?
This is almost more of a regular house, like regular building. It's like 2-story. People are pulling stuff out the front.
Okay, but I can my spell penetrates most barriers. That's blocked by 1 foot of stone.
1 foot is a lot of stone.
That is a lot of
No,
stone.
that's not.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna be right back. We're gonna do this quick and easy. I'm gonna cast detect magic, and I'm gonna, make sure my cloak is up, make sure I'm covered mostly, and I'm gonna act kind of drunk and walk around the circle of the building
Say you're there to inspect the pipes.
with my detect magic on because it lasts up to 10 minutes, and it is within 30 feet.
Okay. And you're inspecting the building specifically, right?
I'm going like
Around the perimeter of the building.
Around the perimeter, yes.
Okay. You use detect magic, and the entire building is covered in abjuration magic.
Fucking hell.
This is the building that they're all coming from.
Yeah, they're loading stuff up.
What kind of?
So this building right here.
It's the purple-blue building, yeah.
I'm gonna kind of drunkenly.
Do you mind if I mark
just-
this?
Yeah.
I'm gonna drunkenly get back again. The entire building is covered in abjuration magic. I cannot penetrate any of its walls. I'm gonna penetrate you, bitch. Shut the
With your
fuck
sword?
up. Do you wanna find out?
You walk around, and then
What
the carriage is leaving. Like, you almost can't see it to its left.
Very well. Do you want to?
It's going kind of slow, but it's not going fast.
Do you want me to stay here?
Take a picture.
Well,
You're faster. You're faster at tails.
Yes, this is, you guys are not learning from what just happened in their situation.
I mean, what? Oh, because there's still the pink ones.
There's abjuration around all of them. Then we haven't learned anything. But if there's only abjuration around this one, then we know it's one of these 2 rounds.
Yes.
Okay, so then if I just went around the purple building,
Yeah, you
How
went around the
close?
purple building.
how close is the? I will fight you.
The
Hope.
pink building isn't that far. You can go
The
investigate.
blue building isn't that far.
The
Blue building is the same as the
It's the
purple.
same
Yeah,
one.
it is the same one.
So
So we need to go find the pink one now, since that's close by.
okay,
What about the carriage?
you want to
They
try-
know where the carriage is going. Like, they know the route, so they could check the buildings and technically try and catch up to it. Like, it's not going fast.
So if there's abjuration magic around the purple and blue building, let's clear the pink building off of our list and narrow it down to this one location. We're gonna head towards the pink building.
Detect magic lasts how long?
10 minutes.
You can cast it at will, can't you?
Yeah.
Okay. So it doesn't even matter. Yeah,
That's
you
fine.
it takes 10 minutes to walk over to the pink building. Cast detect magic again.
And it's like a cantrip now.
Well, we
isn't
did
it?
the
Yeah,
red
it's-
route.
okay.
Didn't have
You don't have to
anything.
go
Doesn't
mark it
necessarily mean that.
Okay, perfect.
Just
Yeah,
because
this is
Um,
that one.
yeah.
Okay.
You get to the pink building, and it's
Like,
covered in
only one route
abjuration magic.
is the route.
I'm gonna scream from the top of my lungs.
Oh,
The
yeah.
empire is strong, and so are its guns.
There are guns, actually.
He
Oh.
has a pair.
Yeah. He has pistols.
Yeah, and you
That's
have
why
fire.
you're called the Flame.
Okay, I'm
Got my
gonna
flintlock
I'm gonna
pistols.
drunkenly tootle over again, and I'm gonna go. It's fucking abjuration magic again. I'm
Again.
tired. Don't ever let me panhandle on the streets again.
Wait, pink also has abjuration?
Pink also has abjuration.
Very well. In that case.
And you guys at the orange building, and we're able to get inside, and he cast a detect magic basically.
Yeah.
Not in the
So-
orange building. In
In
the
orange
warehouse.
Oh, the orange.
dock. So we know that they didn't bring any magical items from.
So I mean, what we could do is, if
Can I-
we're not super far from the orange/red building.
got orange/red building. Yeah, you could go there.
And I'm gonna walk
red
in and
is
it's
not-
gonna be abjuration magic.
So that's the thing, though, is, I mean, they've eliminated orange. He eliminated red. You guys don't know that they eliminated orange.
I think it's still personally. I think it's still good to check to see who has that.
Yeah, we should. I mean, in
For
character.
personal
yes,
reasons.
Okay.
Plus,
I could somehow like trade routes.
Yeah.
Also.
You spend about 10 minutes walking over there. 'Cause it's about the same distance. And it has abjuration magic all over the building.
But they knew this. They know that they might have been investigated, so this makes sense.
Again, if I see another type of abjuration magic on any other fucking building, I'm going to burn it to the ground. There is one more building within the Old Town district that we could check. Do you want me to go and check this?
only if you promise not to burn it immediately.
Oh, you might have to hold me back.
You walk about 15 minutes because it's a bit further away. When you get to it,
Oh, hi-ho, the Empire so is wonderful here in town.
it's covered in necromancy. Sorry, it's abjuration magic. Abjuration is just protective magic, so it's like, of course they're gonna protect the buildings.
Oh no!
Ken just looks over and
Damn,
I'm just
building
going like this,
condoms.
building like a little void bolt in my hands and just starting it.
You see her doing this? What are you doing?
Are there guards outside?
not visible guards on site.
Are there? How many people are around the area?
Oh, it's just a building in the middle of the trade district, so there's people everywhere, really. Just think about like the capital city in the trade district. What would it be like?
Is there like an alley or like a side road that we can like that?
What would happen if I cast void bolt on a
Oh
building?
my gosh.
If it has protection, will it like bounce off?
Depends on what kind of.
It depends on what kind
Kill,
of abjuration
yeah.
magic it is.
They might not know what void magic.
But it's magic nonetheless.
Magic is void magic is. It still has a property. Like, is it force or is it? I think it's force, isn't it?
The other force.
I do with the force.
Teach me.
Are you guys doing anything?
I mean, it's
Is there like a side road or anything that we can like go into?
Well, you're kind of in a side road. I assume you're just taking back streets and stuff.
I'm just like standing on basically the corner of the building, just like holding a void bolt, like building.
Like you're like up against the building.
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab her, not stopping her from throwing it. I'm just gonna grab her and like pull her closer to one of the like side roads.
Okay.
And
I'm gonna let it fly.
It hits it, and it doesn't seem to do it. It just kind of dissipates against the wood or the stone, whatever it is.
Okay. Well,
after she does that, I'm
Can
gonna
I do
pull
it?
like around
Can I
the
do it
corner.
again?
Ah, fucking do it again.
As you're doing it again, you hear a ruckus inside. As if people are moving about.
I'm doing it again.
No, I grab her.
You hear this. You hear the people moving about.
I grab her before she can do it.
No, you don't.
Make her not do it, and then pull her into the like around the corner.
Are you
of
not
that
going with him?
I want to resist him.
Okay, grapple check.
God damn it!
Which I can do.
Athletic, yeah, it's dexterity. Athletics or acrobatics.
Oh my gosh.
God damn it!
It's your choice.
Fine.
Yeah, you lost. It's a nat 19 plus my plus 6.
6,
So
yeah.
yeah, 25.
Yeah, he moves you, like, he pulls you really fast.
Okay, does my void bolt go anywhere?
Did you finish doing it?
It's an instantaneous duration.
Yeah, I guess it probably just goes up into the sky.
God.
Oh, so do you guys see a void bolt just go?
No, you're super far away!
What's that?
But it's 120 feet in the air.
That's magic.
Does it go off like a flare?
No, it doesn't go off like a flare. It just dissipates 120 feet.
So
Do they see that though?
No, of course they don't!
You wouldn't see like a line of
They
black
are literally
cracking.
in Orem.
It's also like in the middle of
We're
the
in
day.
Orem.
They're in North
Inside.
Orem.
We're in North Orem?
We're in North.
You're in, like, South Provo. They can't see it.
Okay, fine,
We're on
whatever.
the edge of Oregon.
Okay, unarmed strike again.
You grapples. He just gets you into, like, the alley.
Okay, break grapple then.
And you hear people coming out of the building.
I want to break grapple. Did I fucking stutter?
Okay, do it. Grapple.
What is that?
Well, what is it? How do you break a grapple?
It's just contested again.
Yeah, it's just the same roll. Let's see.
Mine's 11.
You lost.
How long does it take?
Oh, I got an 8.
You got an 8.
Oh!
Oh no! You actually break out of this one.
Well, yeah, but in that time, you have moved quite far away. You're not even close to the building anymore.
Can I unarmed strike him, please?
Yes.
You could have done that while you grappled, by the way.
Oh,
Is that advantage when you grapple?
Only if you're restrained.
What is an unarmed
It's
strike?
1d. It's your strength modifier, isn't it? It's a strength modifier.
Strength modifier?
Which for me
Does a 14 hit?
is this one.
No.
Okay, my fist just goes whoop.
So.
And now you hear people like you are like another 40 feet away because you could have like dashed to move around and stuff. But you're not close to you're like 3 buildings away now, and there's people scurrying about trying to figure out what the fuck happened.
Okay, hold on. Can we Scooby do this?
Do a stealth check.
I don't want to do a stealth check. I have
I'll-
disadvantage.
I'll do the stealth,
Oh.
the stealth check and Stu.
I have straight up disadvantage and -1.
Yeah, you suck.
That was a 19.
Okay.
They'll see.
Okay. You see a couple of older wizardly folk,
Wizard.
like scholarly, kind of,
Scholarly.
and then
So they do have a PhD.
yeah, and then you see a couple of guards. Like, obviously, there's guards here, but they're not outside. And on their breastplate is this symbol.
Have we seen that before?
Does that look familiar?
Do a history check.
Let me see it.
You can't see it. You're not stealthy.
How do I see it? Ah, shit.
The 6.
You can describe it to an Ethra.
So I'll head back and I'll just.
What does that look like?
I'll go back and I'll say,
There's some scholarly folk, and there's a couple of guards
yeah. So
in like goldish armor.
yeah. So and the guards have a symbol on them that looks like a moon or like a crest moon with like 4, 5 like spurs.
The
is that
Jedi
right?
Academy logo.
5 spurs poking out of it, and in between and in the crescent of the moon, there's a circle with another spur just going through it into the.
That's not what I was imagining.
I think you did alright considering, but
I imagined like
you obviously recognize what the symbol is
I'm
immediately.
gonna start walking towards the building and building up another
Oh
grapple.
my god.
I will attempt to grapple.
It's worked so fast.
Stop
Are you
her.
gonna say anything though?
Well,
You see her react negatively to what you say.
oh yeah, I'll grapple her. I'll attempt to grapple her and basically say, "What are you doing?"
It's none of your goddamn business. Let me go.
Grapple.
Well, grapple. Do I? Is it in athletics?
It's athletics or acrobatics.
It's 18.
Dirty 20.
You grapple her and you start pulling her away again.
What are you? Please explain. What are you doing?
I said it's none of your goddamn business. Let me go.
What do those symbols mean?
Let me go.
Why should I?
Let me go.
Explain first, and then I will think.
I want to try to break grapple.
Okay.
Well, that's not.
Oh gosh, you're not breaking it.
What's your roll?
Nat 20.
What? Wait.
So,
Well,
Plus 1, so 21.
okay, yeah, you're not.
you have that range to go.
25!
Are you saying anything else? Or are you like what do you?
I want to
You
try
pull
to.
her.
Can I try to
keep her grappled and keep
Can
pulling
I
her.
try to unarmed strike him as I'm grappled?
Oh my god.
Okay, I want to try to unarmed strike him as I'm grappled.
Grappled.
That's like a 12.
Nope. Wait, to break out or to
To punch.
Punch you.
Yeah.
Okay, can I try to unarmed strike again?
Well, you have to do another grapple check.
Okay, grapple check.
You can't just attack twice.
14. 16.
So, like, surely the wizardly
Okay.
folk have noticed this.
Honor-
Like,
No, they were
couple
already
fighting
3
in this-
buildings away.
Unarmed strike, bitch.
She's like kicking and screaming.
Oh my god, that's
Like,
a
please,
12.
no.
I'm getting another. Okay. Break grapple. Do it again. Break grapple. Oh!
Nope.
9. No, 10.
Oh.
I got a
8.
8 total?
He breaks the grapple, yeah.
Okay, I break grapple, unarmed strike.
Okay.
Just run.
You could just run, yeah.
She can still.
I.
What would you roll?
6 plus 1.
I'm so glad you're not in combat, like, properly.
Okay, so I break the grapple,
Keep
and
on
I am
that.
going to book it.
Okay.
Again, we'll book after her
And grapple.
Because he runs faster than you! He can run 40 feet, you can only run 30!
She's like the ultimate babysitter.
You guys are like almost, like, you're like really fucking far away now. Yeah, you're like 5 or 6 buildings
They're gonna
away
like
now.
get down to the docks to grapple it.
We're like,
Just
She's
see them in
saying
the
it's-
distance.
Why do you?
Are you grappling me?
Yes, I don't
Hey, you test it, you whore! Dirty 20.
Damn it, 13.
You just shrug him off and dash again.
I'm double
And then
dash.
he catches up to
hell.
Explain why you
This is
want
a losing battle.
you. Just.
for her.
Explain why you want what you're doing.
You have your reasons for things and I have mine. Stay out of my goddamn way or you will get hurt. And I'm booking it. I'm gonna catch up.
I catch up.
Number 5.
Number 5. Get out of my way.
He got 25. Okay, are you gonna try and do anything else?
Are you gonna try to subdue me or are you just gonna keep doing this game of like...
Because you can attack her as well.
You can! I have been trying to unarmed strike you this whole time.
Wait, so I didn't think of what the rules are. Explain yourself now. What are you going to kill them all? What are you doing? What are you doing?
That's my fucking plan. Let me go now, or I swear to God you will be amongst the dead.
What?
So you will be So you will go on a murder spree.
Absolutely. If you do not let me go, I will not differentiate you between them.
Can you at least hide your identity?
That's his.
No, she can't.
So, Net's gonna be making a new character.
Very well. You are on your own on this. If things get sketchy, I will jump in and help and get you out of there. Just
Before he finishes, if he lets me go,
Okay. You let her go. You run back to the building. And there's no one standing outside the building anymore.
I'm gonna cast
Void
Void Bolt
Bolt.
on the
Oh my gosh!
It worked the first time.
Okay, you kill us both.
how many spell shots do you have?
It's a
Void Bolt's a
cantrip.
cantrip.
Oh, it's a cantrip?
Doesn't-
Oh, that's
I can do that on this thing.
Yeah, just do it. And there's a commotion. And
I thought it hurt something.
I'm gonna like slink back into the shadows and just stand there.
Become the
Just
shadows.
don't
Become the shadows.
What's the
It's I have disadvantage, but I'm gonna.
What happened to the whole? I don't want to do this unless there's bloodshed. Whole spiel.
Yeah.
Before I saw what fucking simple it was.
Like I thought what I did was reckless. But
It's like, you're not alone.
We have
11.
We have 2 players not going crazy.
wait, what? Sorry, what was
I was
your-
trying. I'm trying to go stealth, like hiding
Okay.
just in the shadows.
Yeah, you're not really hiding.
I don't care as long as I look fucking scary.
And 2 guards come out. And eventually, like after 5 seconds, they see you. And they start walking towards you. And they're both wearing the symbol in their breast.
I'm just gonna walk towards them, and I am going to, you know,
Void Bolt.
I gotta think of how to do this.
Who the fuck are you? What are you doing here?
How close am I to them?
You're not very far away, presumably. The male one, I didn't actually explain, but there's a male human. The other one's, no, not sorry, not the male human. Very specifically, it's a male sun elf. The other one is a female sun elf. And no, yeah, it's slightly relevant, but not. And the female is like, what are you doing here?
I'm gonna stand there and then just like as fast as I fucking can, I'm gonna grab my Void Touch blade and I'm just gonna go, I am the end. And I'm gonna rip it out, I'm gonna get towards them and I'm just gonna attack the female.
Okay. That's where we're gonna end the session.
Oh my god. What the fuck was that?